Phoenix. Like they could do either or. I mean, they're maybe more KO'able. Like the Phoenix, if he plays it and it's going down, it's getting KO'd, then you're just gonna swap to Elsa, and it feels like Energy just did this yesterday, or the other day. So I don't know if that's the best ban phase out of Equinox, to be honest. And for TLC, I think it's been straightforward. They go for that Mantis at the very end to make sure that triple comp.
Okay, we're back up on YouTube.
Is kind of negated, and some other sort of ideas that Equinox has had where they played the Mantis too in the last map with the 2-2 style. So I think a good ban phase for TLC.
Okay.
I'm not as
so let's talk about bans.
Fan of Equinox.
Gambit out of here. Black Cat was protected by Equinox.
Right now, right?
So that
the tricky thing is, like you said,
we'll
the
see.
Phoenix is available. Energy could solo Phoenix this on the duelist front. They could run the triple and find a ton of success. I mean, Phoenix hasn't been allowed through a lot in the ban phase and has the most final hits out of every duelist so far in Ignite, at least currently in the stat side on the Americas region. So that
but Maggie, so back to Museum.
There it is,
The issue is that almost every single map 2 in Ignite so far has been Museum of Contemplation. Last night, I think, was one of the few matches where a team wasn't comfortable on that map, and they went Yggdrasil Path, but that's like legitimately it. Everybody else has gone Museum for map 2.
You know, but that was kind of an idea in the past, I feel like.
Okay, the bunny hop with the dino?
Marvel Rivals esports history, but now that they have Energy on the team, now that he is the matchup alongside Speed, it just feels like, you know, it's tough to ban out this squad because you have to deal with the, you know, when hits can
Energy, Speedery, Nero.
Really hard to play against.
Yeah, absolute demon. On the hit scan, Energy already 10%.
Oh, there we go. We see the Captain America team up.
Be playing that cap, so they're
one of the few times we actually see this.
Pro Builder and Lyric, and that's the switch, actually, as you'll see Wada's no longer in. Pro Builder coming back in. He's going to play Cat to try to change up the flow here. And I like that idea for Equinox. I want to shout that out. You know, always try something different. If it wasn't working, fix it. So they are going to switch some subs in and make some plays happen. Nobody's gone down just yet. Point being held right outside the turn here is TLC on the defense. 50% inclined.
All right, so Equinox saved the Black Cat.
Yeah,
and they are going very dive heavy.
It's been on the domination maps, you know, they put Wada in. But to be honest, Pro Builder, okay, I was going to say he's been playing better, but not versus Daredevil because he's just found on the flank. That's what I was talking about with Daredevil countering Black Cat a little bit. Because she, you know, relies on that evasion and on that evasiveness when she goes in for those dives. But if a Daredevil comes back to peel you off, you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide from Daredevil.
Yeah. I mean, and you shut down the setup, right? So that's the idea. When you're diving, folks, you don't just immediately go after the backline. You set up first. The Daredevil's going to see where you're at and just pretty much call that the dive's coming in. Lyric almost gets taken out there. Poly is going to be back on that cap for this moment. Very low in HP, but is still somehow holding on for the current moment. And feeling like home there on the Captain America.
Dude,
for the best cap in the
Speedery on the Daredevil is just running down the Black Cat.
But it does not get a pick. Pixel is bringing out the dance floor for the first KO. Goes against the side of Equinox's Energy. Takes out Chupiel for the second. Energy again and again.
That's a triple.
Come on now as Cooper cleans up Pro Builder.
Oh God, that's a highlight right there. Check NPC, man. Jesus Christ, Energy. This has been pretty one-sided so far, and you talked about, you know, in the past, aura or whatever you want to call it, just the, you know, a little bit of a fear when you're playing against such a top team, and you can see it right there. I mean, Chupiel in the middle of the dance floor, just kind of like, okay, I guess I'm just dead. And TLC's dives, 2 minutes left to go. Pauly back on the cap after it's not banned. Has been beautiful so far. They missed their cooldowns with the team up, and Pixel.
You about to see the freedom farts?
Yeah, Pauly finds one. Pro Builder able to.
Oh no, he's holding it.
BRB is going to bring Speedery right back. You can play a little more aggro when that's still up. Energy finds Lyric here, and still up in numbers. Essentially, Spawn holding them at this moment. 1:35 available here for Equinox, and a ton of ultimates. Will they be able to make something work?
Equinox has 4 ultimates. They swapped off of Black Cat and went to Daredevil. Speedery's going in right now.
Speeds Daredevil, they can counter the Black Cat, but this time they're scared of the Black Cat and don't realize that this character is also as good with Speedery on that Daredevil. It's traded 1-for-1 at the very least. Phoenix ult lands. Cap ult though helps sustain after it. And No Binds actually finds Nero in the middle of the fight, immediately finding value out of that Daredevil, or sorry, Devil Dino in that fight.
And Pro Builder and Chupiel able to find 2 more as Vest and Energy go down. This might be what they needed here.
Oh, there goes the cap.
Team Liquid Citadel and still found success.
Oh, yep, they need to reset.
Of that fight and the
where is the rocket?
Team Liquid Citadel. It looks like Equinox can be able to get around that first bend, potentially the second. Start up another fight, but time is ticking down with 40 seconds on the clock.
And 40 seconds left to go, and you know, I think for TLC, at least not ultimates for them, so they need to go quick. But they're, again, seen through the walls. Pro Builder has to back up for now, getting shot by that Devil Dino. Now goes in with his ult before Cooper has ult, and that's actually
immediately
good.
melted.
Excellent peel job. BRB brings energy back as well.
Yeah, Cooper's going to, exactly, bring energy back. Respect finds Speedery, though, and there will not be a BRB for that energy. Taking out no binds on the front line. The Dinosaur goes down. The C is still out, but now it's deleted. Pick still holding onto the dance floor. All the rest are still healthy now for this final fight territory.
They're running them back right now.
With 6 seconds. Going to be a must-touch here moment.
If that cap dies, it's done.
Can believe it was, yeah, just glanced through that.
No, they came in with the portal. They blocked off the. They blocked off the side door.
Yeah, final fight. They do peel off speed at the very least, so excellent job coming back for Paulie. Chupio trying to mark him, but needs to come back and start shooting Vest, because Vest has been a little uncontested on that payload. Decides to jump up, though, close to the ult. Energy. Nice job to use the ult from Energy's side, though, to kind of combine on Pixel from Vest. Yeah, Vest finding 2 here. Chupio and Pix, as discussed, looking for a 3rd here with the Rampage. The Fox goes out, heading towards point. Nero takes out binds. Pix
it's literally down to 2. They got this. Yep.
On this attack. Team Liquid Citadel holding them before point 1.
Honestly, I think Liquid Citadel is just going to run them down, wipe the first team, and then by the time they get back, it's going to be already on that point.
But today they do look clean, and for
I think it's going to be a straight,
I don't know, man,
like walkthrough right now.
The problem with the Luna Snow ban phase, I guess, when we come back.
Oh, here we go. They're going to run triple support. They're bringing out the Atom already.
Luna Snow dance floor. Most strategist ults with the Rocket Raccoon see you later. Even if it gets deleted very fast, you can use that opportunity to find those KOs. And the Luna Snow is not finding the value on that side. Like you can see in those matchups, they get at least 1 in those trades. And really, I mean,
yeah, you just look at the side of TLC, they're really not taking like all that much damage. With like the exception of the Dinosaur, they're really not taking any damage.
Alongside Paulie,
everybody else on their team is literally just soaking damage.
As that was an excellent.
They are rocking the triple support comp. They're rocking the Loki, Rocket, Atom.
Yeah, it looks like Equinox is going to take
the thing is, I really don't think
they're going to run a triple here.
Yeah, no, exactly. Dino's sucking up a lot of that damage, and like they're only at 12k heals each for TLC.
Pro Builder plays a mean Atom. We've seen it in the past.
The thing is they're rocking triple tanks and triple support. Interesting strat, like it does work in keeping people up and keeping people alive.
Looking forward to seeing if
but
solution to buy them time
I want to see how damage is, because you literally switch Speedery off of that, and he can literally go to a Punisher or something else that is huge.
If that's the case, if they do lose this series in 2-0 fashion, to drop 0-3 in the group stage is incredibly demoralizing for this squad that might have to go through another qualification process to.
Yeah, because like I think Speedery literally might switch to something else after this. If he really can't dive, he's gonna probably switch to another DPS. Black Cat and Starlord are banned, so he does have a couple options that I know he can switch to.
Just pulling eyes away from your front line, making the back line panic just a little bit, and that's what Paulie does so well right now, just annoying them, jumping all over the place.
Low key though, this is where an Iron Man would come in clutch. Like I said, look at it, they're just walking through.
But throughout that moment, just in that brief moment where we weren't looking, Paulie finds 2. Pro Builder forces the self-res back in. Vest trying to find a pick here.
They couldn't, they didn't let Daredevil get out, or Deadpool get out of there. Like I said, they're probably just gonna walk him down.
It's all but over at the current moment in TLC. Slowly walking on, getting picks in neutral. This happened on the domination. You know, this kind of, usually it shows a pretty big gap in terms of skill level between 2 teams. If you're just getting so many picks in these neutral fights as well, the dance floor leaving behind one of the members of the squad, at least nobody goes down.
Speedery's just sitting there looking, dude. Yeah, but Starlord's banned in this game.
Energy just dealing a ton of damage forward, and you can notice the space being created here just from the raw power of the hit scan. And
but like also watching the angle that they're playing from gives me a little bit more hope for this map, because you know, like I normally just run down main most of our games.
From the sky, Paulie finds that cleanup on a Pro Builder. It's just again a clean sweep as the Sia gets committed.
He doesn't have res either. Poor dude. Pro Builder, because they knew he didn't have the cocoon, he just got chased for like 30 seconds straight, man. He was just like a golden snitch in Harry Potter, just getting chased by the young guns on TLC's side. And now, you know, no portal either got canceled. Looks like in the spawn, or where they used it earlier, something happened. And now TLC win 2-0 over this squad in a probably the most dominant game that we've had so far.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That was just textbook.
I feel bad. Equinox is now 0-3 in the group stages. I've been watching them get spawn trapped. I've been watching them just get run over.
Yeah, they didn't. TLC got the job done, and we'll bring Zoe back in a moment here to wrap everything else up, because that was an incredibly strong performance out of their squad.
Yeah, I wanted to make some lunch. Didn't get to do that. Thank you so much, TLC. Yeah, no, they were kind of speedrunning this. Once again, coming out victorious for their match. I think the teeny tiny tinsy bit of shakiness we saw from Liquid Citadel very early on in this stage is all but gone. They're not really being tested. They're not really being pushed. They just get to dominate, really, no matter what they play.
Yeah, that's the truth. But the question is now, like, it's just all about which team's going to find a way to cut through this team. They mentioned in interviews, Vest said they want to try to find multiple different solutions, run multiple different comps, so they have answers. So it is going to be a tough task to find a solution for this team.
Yeah, I do wonder what they have in their pocket. Like, if you're just looking at the players and their respective hero pools, can they venture out and get really creative with it? Because quite frankly, we've seen a lot of interesting looks thus far from other teams.
Yeah, they can. They can mix it up. They could maybe try more Daredevil stuff that we saw. Yeah, we lost. That could have been a smart switch up. But regardless, yeah, I mean that was a dominant performance out of TLC when their MVP
bringing it down so you can see them all.
It was just one-sided, and like you said, they're firing on all cylinders. We've talked about maybe the top team's not looking as strong, but
55% accuracy, 26,000 damage.
I feel like the top teams haven't been that dominant, but the map records show otherwise. So it's still been a very good performance out of them. I guess that kind of goes back to the other group stages where it just felt like these teams were really.
Dude, Energy was just hitting shots the entire time.
A little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if we see, the old Swamp Gaming of the past. Same thing with TLC. That looked like they were in old form for sure. And Energy still is one of the best players in the entire game and in this region.
Yeah, incredible performance here from Energy and the rest of the squad too. I mean, again, for this team, after pretty much every series, you could give that MVP to literally anyone. Also, we did finally get to see a lot of Vesva Dino action. Did mention last week that he's been grinding that hero, and they're looking really good. They're playing really well around it.
Yeah, Vest is great on Dino, for sure. They've been consistently making that an early lock, which I think is a testament to them thinking this hero is just in a really strong space right now. But a lot of teams trying not to run it. So curious on their feedback on that. We'll make sure we have that conversation when we get to the interview. But this whole team, like you said, is looking incredibly strong. I know we're going to be having a conversation here with one of the players in a moment. Looking forward to getting their feedback on the meta and what they're running, because like you're saying, all of them have been found enormous amounts of success on so many different heroes.
Dude, they really did chase that Adam. That poor Adam player was getting chased.
Expectations, I think, after that preseason, because they had a very hard group, and then, actually performed pretty well. And same thing with every MRC team. They kind of, are in that group where, we kind of compare them to yeah, we lost. We kind of compare them to the other sides of MRC with Stick Drift. I feel like we kind of look at those teams all together. It's kind of like when your parents sort of compare you to other kids that are outperforming you, and you're just out here. No parent does that. That's no parent has ever done that except mine. They'll compare you to like your more successful friends that are doing quite well in their school life or in their real life. For Equinox, unfortunately, they're in that case. They are working on themselves as a parent.
Equinox, they are working on themselves
right now,
bro. I mean, fair.
Yeah, have you tried to just be better? Then maybe you wouldn't struggle with the comparison. I don't know. That's just some thought, some food for thoughts. Now, obviously, TLC they don't shy away from comparisons because they're coming out on top of it. And let's get Polly in for a post-match interview to hear
the Captain America
quick match. So I assume they had dinner plans. Polly, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations. How are you feeling right now? Just relaxed, another day in the office?
Yeah, it's just another day in the office, to be honest. Just kind of relaxed.
Bro.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Polly, you guys have been just kind of, you know, stomping the competition in the preseason. You continue to do so here in stage 1. But that also means that we haven't really seen you being pushed to your limits or, I don't know, forced off of your comfort picks yet. So from a competitive standpoint, do you actually wish that teams will push you harder right now so you're forced to innovate and like maybe test the boundaries of the current meta a little bit more?
Well, yeah, I honestly wish we were put in the other group, because right now in our group it's just kind of boring, you know, so I do wish for more competition as to right now in our group stage.
Confident answer. I like to see it. Dude, we were watching you on the cat for just a moment. We briefly looked away, and then all the strategists were gone. And I was like, okay, classic cat backline with Pauly. But one thing I wanted to ask you guys, just from a meta perspective, it's 2 games in a row where we've seen teams not try to run Dino off rip. You guys are locking it virtually first lock every single time. Is Dino a must pick right now?
For us, it is. I don't know if it's the character or maybe it's just Vespa on it, but yeah, I think right now we are highly prioritizing this character.
Cool.
Fair enough, fair enough. And I think I got a couple questions to think. And on, I think maybe like to go back to you said, you know, about getting, you know, harder games. You know, next week, I think, because you guys are now off now for the rest of the week, it will get a little bit more challenging, I guess, for you guys in terms of strength of schedule, because you guys went against we lost TSM and then now Equinox. And I feel like you guys, you know, are going to have harder matchups with SSG later on and then potentially Stick Drift. Like, what do you feel about those matchups coming up? Like, those should be closer games.
Bro's eye twitched when he said Stick Drift.
Where you guys are just kind of dominant.
I would say that, yeah, those teams would definitely fight back a bit more. But yeah, it'll just be another 2-0. But yeah, I can see them fighting more.
Bro said it'll just be another 2-0.
Well, on that, I mean, like, kind of, Shib and I were having that this kind of argument about whether or not, you know, Dive is dead, right? Like, you're playing a lot of that cap, but I think there was times where, like, Penny Parker and those comps were kind of being really strong. Like, as the cap player yourself, like, do you feel like there is a slowly developing meta where counter dive is actually getting to a very, very strong level where you know, you play against that CC chain on Penny Parker that Best was talking about can kind of be a struggle bus sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the example of cheese, you know, it can happen like once in a while, dive is strong and then suddenly a new team comes out with like some sort of cheese and then yeah, just like Penny. Yeah, it's really annoying to play Penny against Cap. So yeah.
So you didn't answer the question. Is Dive dead? I think Dogman just really wants to push his narrative.
Oh, Dive is not dead.
No.
He's
like,
never. Pauly's always gonna.
Not dead. Alive and
That's
kicking.
As long as Cap is
subtly
open.
hinted that when he said cheese, he's taking a dig.
I love it.
You're losing this one, Dogman. I'm sorry. All right, Pauly, thank you so much for proving everyone right and Dogman wrong. We do appreciate it. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. And I mean, you don't need luck in your next match, but we're very excited to see you back in action very soon.
No, bad luck. Bad luck.
Thank you very much.
Bro, those interviews are so awkward.
Thank God you're not petty.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's brutal.
No, but you know what? You know what? If you call something cheese, that means it's working against you. You know what I'm saying?
True. It's that you know, Zoe. It's that classic veteran, you know, mentality where you know you're like, it's not gonna bite us in the butt, and then sometimes it does.
And then it does, exactly. If it works, it works. Call it whatever you want. So maybe just more than one thing is viable. We can go with that narrative. For now, though, Dogman,
dude, exactly. Great players and not great PR.
More matches to go, though. Vicky and Cozy will be joining Ship. Dog and I shall retreat into the.
How do you feel about your matches?
Return tomorrow to preach the
They're just going to be 2-0s. Put us in the other group.
For now,
like, bro, come on.
Coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Guang, I need better interviews out here. Okay, honestly though, Swamp Gaming and Nightmare is probably going to be a bit more of a fight. I think Swamp Gaming is going to take this 2-0. Just so I don't get copyrighted, we're going to turn it down a little bit. in between games. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water. And I'll probably take Ollie out after this next game. But I will be right back.
Hello and welcome back, my friends, to the halftime bit here of Week 2, Day 2, Stage 1 for Marvel Rivals. And listen, the first half of the show, Ship, a couple 2 clean O's here, 2 O's, and not a lot of drama, if you will. But for the matches coming up, we've got the desk that is exactly perfect for it. Big energy. I'll be cozy. I'll be cozy. I am cozy, and I will be your host today. And I'll be joined by Ship and Vicky. And guys, we need a little chaos, right? We need some punchback on map 3. Vicky, with what we're seeing, what do you make of the American scene so far? Is it a lot like the preseason?
Yeah, I was just about to say, Cozy. It is as expected as what we witnessed in the preseason. And based off of those results, I'm not going to lie, I'm not too surprised. But it's
the way you walk, the way you understand me, the way you move, the way you spin it for me, the way you breathe, the way you kiss me.
Is a lot more back and forth. Group A seems pretty dominated right now, right? So I'm still up for debate. I want to see something shift. I want to see a major upset as we head into these next 2 games.
Well, I actually think these games are really important for the teams that need a win here. Let's go and start with Nightmare. We've got this team at this point that kind of feels like after 2 losses, they've got to get something rolling for the team because they need to nearly win out if they want to get in the conversation of making it to the next step. And we continue to say, Vicky, that this team, they've had players in the past that can really contribute. I mean, SJW came in here very well for the mechanical hit scan side of things.
Yo, Callie, when did you get in here?
Yeah, adding Fidel too, right? And I feel like this is a team that maybe they're suffering from the quick adaptation that other teams have had, not only with changing up their roster a little bit,
Hey, Callie, remember I am live.
They have to do differently because the fact that they haven't been able to take a map thus far, even in our best of 3s, is incredibly difficult when every single map counts.
no, for sure. And listen, they've gone against NRG and Sentinels, right? Remaining, if you look at that, and that's important, right, for what these teams have left.
Sincere apologies.
FlyQuest, Swamp Gaming, not exactly going to be the easiest gauntlet to go up against, especially with Swamp Gaming being today. And talking about it, Chib, obviously got the pleasure of watching them yesterday. And I'll be
How are you, Callie?
honest here, because we have FlyQuest coming up later.
I'm leaving.
I think they started to show a couple of holes in the armor, if you will. Didn't play exactly the perfect game. And the hardest of their schedules.
Shouldn't have to
I
go.
mean, next week is a gauntlet that they have themselves. You still have NRG and 100 Thieves, so it's kind of getting right back on track for this team.
Yeah, I'm with you. They showed a little bit of weakness. Fly got a map on them in Dom, and I think that is kind of what every team is looking for from these top teams, you know, Swamp and from TLC. It's just you want to find a way in. You want to see what comp worked against them, where they struggled.
You're okay, Callie.
Because once those stats start
You're okay.
you and your team can build around that and try to, you know, come up with a quote-unquote cheese that we heard Paulie talking about earlier.
Well, the thing is like normally nobody joins my regular voice channel.
You know, continue their success. It's that they've got the backline that stays alive, the vanguards that stress you out, and the duelists that get the job done. And getting, you know, the big wins that they've had so far is going to give them all the confidence going into what is, you know, we said this last week with Yeah We Lost. Like, this is a game that they have to just get right, and they should be able to dominate. But hey, listen.
No, I mean, Maggie, like, unless we're like actually playing, nobody like actually joins. Like, unless you're playing with me, you know what I mean?
If you will, you're not NRG, but you are Nightmare.
And you don't want to wake up from the nightmare
Like,
of not being able to
y'all are totally fine.
This is the time where you have to do
But like
it.
normally, like when we're playing, I either move us into Creator Lounge or the War Room. One of the two.
From, I don't know, Shib, like you got to see Penny, like we got to hear Polly.
I mean, Callie.
Like cheese cups. What is going on?
What is it called? I put it in the shitpost channel. I was like, hey.
Am I really hearing this right? And we're seeing Rocket Raccoon now, you know, not as crazy as what we've seen with like Penny Parker coming out of left field, but Rocket Raccoon has definitely thrown a wrench into a lot of teams' plans here. And, you know, Swamp Gaming being one of those teams being comfortable with it as we move on to Hell's Heaven for our first map.
Yeah, I think teams are still figuring out the meta, and which is beautiful. You got to be super adaptable in this game, in this scene. New updates every month, new seasons, new heroes every month. Everybody.
I mean, Maggie.
And that's what I think is so fun. You got to.
Do you want to keep playing PC or console?
You got to be adaptable and develop metas. And
because I know you got to plat on console with Nick and Irene. I'm already on almost plat 2 on PC myself. Like, I'm totally down whenever you want to. Oh yeah, you don't have them connected? Okay.
And now we're starting to see.
No, all good. Let me know. Because I am down to play. I am almost plat 2. You should have seen my matches the other day. I'm making some videos later about some of these. I had some teammates that were drunk. One dude forgot to spawn in until I literally was like, dude, are you alive?
Right away. And then you just have to get rid of their biggest playmaker, which, you know, that's what's tough about someone like Melophobia, right?
Yeah, you're like one game away from plat.
And then they go to Bucky. I mean, what's your option there, Vic?
I mean, at this point, maybe.
Dude, I think it's literally going to be the same map picks. It's going to be Hell's Heaven. Map 2 is going to be Museum of Contemplation again. Watch.
But obviously, with the Gambits being a problem, the Devil Dinosaurs too, it's more so what these teams need to rely on where their strengths are, right? Are we going to see the Emma coming out, the Lunas that have been getting banned more often, especially when it comes to seeing what Mace could bring to the table for Nightmare specifically, Cozy?
Well, listen, one team ship is 4-0 on the maps, and the other's 0-4. So it's really just
4-0 and 0-4. Dude, I think Nightmare's gonna be gonna get run over here.
Would you say you have to put that special attention to not let this get out of control? Because I will give this credit to Nightmare. Chip, they do come out punching, right? They come out pretty heavy hitting. What do they need to shut down in order to do that?
Well, you know, there's a lot of options, and it kind of depends on what they come out of the door with. If they are going to run like that heavy rush comp, I mean, that you can pull out that penny, cheesy Iron Man stuff. I mean, we can talk about the Iron Man comp whenever we get time, because I can talk about that forever. It's insane we're seeing. But into the front-to-back Dino stuff, you want heavy damage, so you could see them even pulling out the Punisher, for example, or, you know, Elsa, who hasn't been as frequently played. There's a lot of solutions, but when it comes to Nightmare, they can run a bunch of different stuff, and they're not afraid of the dive. So even if they just try to trade backlines, that's on a table, but it's just really hard to trade the backline here of Swamp Gaming, and that is just a fact.
And yeah, that's kind of what we've been saying, Vicky, right? Like 1B of the duelist position has been the kind of key slot that's been missing for a lot of teams. And Daredevil is the hero that's emerging a lot for that. Black Cat obviously offers a lot of speciality and different finish.
Impunity with the champion Thor.
That Daredevil shut down And for someone like Days, that's so important. As we speed through this pick and ban, we're already here, folks, and looking at what we've got.
Gambit Band, Phoenix Band, Star-Lord, Black Cat.
Analyze what we've got, because the Phoenixes are off the table.
Looks like Dino is going to be on the table on both sides too.
Yeah, I was about to say Nightmare and
there, as Rocket was the lock
Swamp
from the top side of
saved Dino.
Yeah,
Swamp saved Rocket and
sometimes,
Nightmare
right?
saved
You have to put
Mantis.
these off the table if we're going to be seeing more of these rockets in play, and being able to have that rocket band from the other side. They already know what the plan is. No Gambit, of course, too, Shib. You've been bringing this up from the very beginning, and I love it.
Bro, they automatically brought out Namor before this even happened.
There, or on the other end,
Oh, let's see. Bro, Mace already has Champion Dino.
Right, but you're gonna have that damage boost that really comes in clutch. But then we have to talk about.
I mean, the
buffs
aura.
that Rocket Raccoon got in Season 8, being able to just put your gun and shove it into that Devil Dino, man. You know that Rocket Raccoon has been able to deal that damage on top of trying to enable more of these dive compositions and having that C available to deal that extra damage.
Yeah, I think right now, just in the ban phase, I like what Swamp did there. I mean, they got rid of the Phoenix. They have solo side Rocket, so if they're forced to front to back on Dino, the advantage is definitely in their favor, in my opinion. So we'll see what the teams come out the door with. We're going to see an Ultron from SJW. Light is going to be trying to dive. Mace on the Dino, Ultron drone going to be on the front line, ready for action. And we know Swamp, what they're planning. It looks like they're going to get that percent-based damage into Dino comp as well. So front to back here, except for some dive coming in from Nightmare.
I'm excited, Shib. You were able to take us through our first 2 series. Now we got 2 more series, more Marvel Rivals to go, and already rolling out of the gates. I like how you highlighted with Mello being over on that Daredevil. Madian is going to be able to play a lot more back, too. Valentina
Light immediately swapped off of Spider-Man.
Everybody knows you don't give Valentina that gambit, but on that Luna Snow, you know that the Devil Dino is going to have that sustain.
And here we go, folks. Up on the high side, using the natural cover, SJW. Light ready to engage.
Wait, Orange, is it that bad today playing? Because honestly, I've been on Blood Hunt since last night, since they added the double XP to the characters. So I've just been grinding through all of my characters.
Not being selected for this first map.
Yeah, actually, the fact that usually you have Days over on that Daredevil, we highlighted Mello being on the Daredevil. Instead, you have a Madian, Days and Mello kind of swapping back and forth for Swamp Gaming, utilizing these subs. And then you look over onto the other side from Nightmare, running that triple
Oh my god, Orange. That's not the news I needed to hear today.
When you have a Madian now on the Elsa.
Yeah, I think Swamp does a good job of just utilizing their subs and keeping them fresh. You know, letting them play aggro, finding success. Amadian's had some really big games here as we start up in this fight. Amadian looking at the high, tries to
chase Impunity. Chase the Venom.
Wow, does get out with literal 20 HP. Stalling now is Kraz, ready to engage backline, trying to essentially bunker up in this back corner. Freeze and Sleep go out as Melophobia takes out SJW.
That's another one in the books. Swamp Gaming showing it's just another day at work as Mello finds the quick little 2.
Yeah, Mantis got separated.
Radiant going to follow up, but it's back to the drawing board. If you're a Nightmare, you see Light now going over onto the Mantis before not deciding what they want to really rely on, going now to the Daredevil. So swapping things up, but you're already at 60% and climbing for Swamp Gaming.
Yeah, the change in comp and the change again. Now going over to Mantis. It just
and Swamp has almost all their ults in comparison to Impunity and Luna maybe getting ult first.
And the comms are getting a little dicey. Not sure what that
like, dude, Swamp can literally just hold ults before they even have to use them.
Maybe unsure here.
They might not even have to burn ults before next round.
The Mace be scattered, but you have Swamp Gaming to have so many ultimates to deal with the opposition. While Nightmare having to go back and forth.
There's the Galtrox.
Wow. Scatter gets the 2K.
That was a massive Glartrox there from Amadian to pull them in.
Yeah, I was about to say, they can really hold most of them. I mean, the thing is, they got the 2 support ults, they have the Dino ult, and the Venom ult, and you almost have a Daredevil ult. Daredevil's at 85% ult charge. Like, dude, if Nightmare can push in with their ults, they're just going to get run over by Swamp. Like, honestly, I think this is going to be a straight 2-0. Like, obviously, this map will probably be 2-0. But, overall match, I think it's going to be a straight 2-0. I think Nightmare's going to go 0-4 in comps.
You still have these BRBs up. Valentina, too. Really, it's only been Kraz and Mello who have gone down once.
Yeah, this is
dude, comp has been filled with kids.
Switch up here, Impunity thinking of running
Oh, it's been rough.
to slow the pace and just wall off, but it seems like already Swamp is aware that that's going to be the case, and now Amadian going to raw damage for the Punisher to try to combine with Forky. It's like they're in their heads. They just know what they want to change to, and they're switching to a more front to back, and outside of that, Kraz and Melophobia are going to be diving together. This composition is just absurd.
Swapping back over. You know what? They also was working.
I was about to say, did they literally swap the Punisher for like 2 seconds?
And I was gonna say maybe rent free in this economy. I mean, we'll take that absolutely. And Nightmare now having to figure things out. Again, they do have these 2 ultimates coming into this fight. You have a sustained.
So 4 ults versus 2 here.
Right now, Swamp Gaming. You know that they're going to be able to stagger their own sustainability.
All right, folks, it's going to be a Q-Fest in a moment. 4 alts available, almost 5 for Swamp, and there should be close 3, almost 4 here for Nightmare. It's just all about who gets that early pick and takes control of point. Both Vanguards biding time, holding the space. SJW trying to peel back line from Kraz as Scatter.
Rocket uses the ult first.
Goes in favor of Swamp. Melophobia finds
That's 2 down. Luna and Bucky still holding ult, so is White Fox. White Fox is holding ult. Dude, they're still just pushing. Dude, they're still holding 3 ults.
I mean, that's how you
like, that is insane.
When they're just trickling in, they can't even utilize the ultimates that they still had online from SJW, from Fidel too, because he was getting focused together with a 3-2-1 dive that you also see from Melo and Kraz.
Oh, they just can't quite decide what they want to do. The solo Bucky DPS isn't my favorite into a comp like
the Luna was frozen in the backline. Let the devil out. Let's go.
Going to commit on the backline with a let the devil out instead, just trying to force out cooldowns.
Trying to force them forward.
So good work there by Nightmare to bait that cooldown out, but it does force out the Fox. There goes the strangling.
There we go, dude. The Galtrox off the map.
Almost off maps a few. It looks like it only gets impunity. Scatter going to find one. Amadian, another on a light. Craze is able to find Pain.
5 dead, 6 dead. Here we go.
It is not stopping.
There we go. 6 gone.
Going down without a fight, but the BRB puts all that to shame. Now you're nearing 50% close by.
Dude, Elsa pushing one off, and the rest just kind of running them down.
The Apex Predator is out. Who's really at the top of the food chain when you have 2 dinos out on the field?
I love it. I love it. Maze has the rampage. Scatter in the same story. The dance floor is ready from Fidel here. But
the thing is, Luna still has not popped ult, and they've had ult most of this match.
In Swamp's favor could be Scatter, but this is going to be
Rocket's already almost back to ult. Venom's almost back to ult, and yet they've still held the Luna ult this entire round. They can't even get out.
Doesn't get a ton of space there. You can actually use jump at the same time of your dash with backwards to, you know, essentially get some more distance on the grab. A little technique there. Sia gets committed. The dance floor is out, but to no avail.
Finally, dance floor.
That's a really nice placement, too, on the Sia right there on top of the roof, so that way they couldn't get destroyed. But now you have Light trying to take an off angle. Mello right there with the get down, Mr. President. Not on my stripe, but Light ends up coming on top with the 1v1. Isolating a lot more of these fights on each side, playing ring around the rosy, though, Shib. You have Light nearing letting the devil out. SJW with a reset potential.
Yeah, and we're going to see Amadian does have that Glartrox available once again, and it is OT taking down Nightmare.
Hold up, hold up.
Might get this point 70, 80%.
They gonna
here.
get down, Mr. President is crazy calm. Oh, Impunity's getting chased down?
But still, no conversion just yet. Melophobia finds the first pick. Goodbye, Impunity now. As the dance floor gets committed, Melophobia finds another onto Pain, and this looks like it's just a matter of time again.
Come on, get him.
As Swamp Gaming are just putting on a masterclass.
Yeah. Dude, 100-0 twice.
Little to no time. While Swamp Gaming do not even allow Nightmare.
Bro, they couldn't even breathe.
Not even one, Shib.
Yeah, they wanted that Dino comp. It looks like they just had a better ban phase for it. It really was clean. It was very difficult for them to even get to the point. I mean, it was just consistent front facing, just brawl damage, while the backline was just being pressured by not only the Daredevil but the Venom. It was too much for them to handle.
Well, this is what happens when you welcome them to the Swamp Ship. We're gonna have to see what our map number 2 is gonna look like for our series. Don't go anywhere, because we'll
hold up. We're gonna gamble. Prediction. Start prediction. Okay. Prediction has started. What is map 2 gonna be? Is it gonna be a Museum of Contemplation, or is it gonna be any other map other than Museum? What is it going to be? This is your chance to probably make in a lot of channel points. Because Maggie, I know you got a lot of channel points. I know Orange has is trying to get some channel points.
Hey guys, my name is Ryan Central, and what's the meta? I don't know. Ask Cozy or Moxie or any of the various co-streamers that are watching this tournament. Ask them what's the meta, because in all honesty, I don't really know. It's been a few weeks since preseason ended, and we've had 2 new characters added in, Black Cat and Devil Dinosaur, that are going to shake up the meta, as well as various balance changes over the last season. So I want to use this episode almost this week to use it as a chance to recap what happened in preseason, counting down the most impactful heroes across the draft phase, the bans and protects that we've seen in the esports scene across all 4 major regions and all 504 maps that were played for preseason in Ignite. Let's just go over the top 5, and 4 out of 5 of them as strategists, which is kind of crazy, but one of them is Loki. Understandable, he's up here, right? Regeneration Domain is still one of the best abilities in the game, bar none, and no matter what, he always has to be respected in a pick ban phase, even if you don't intend on playing him, because of the fact that he can copy ultimates. Certainly looking at stuff like Gambit, some of the NA teams in Americas going for triple Vanguard to just farm up a Gambit Loki combination and just get those Raging Royal Flushes going over and over again. It really is a case of like, if Gambit or Invisible Woman manage to make it through the draft, getting rid of Loki or protecting him if you want to play around him is good. Invisible Woman actually makes the 4th spot. For like EMEA in America, she wasn't as popular when it came to like pick or bans, but it was like the Pacific and Chinese teams that wanted to make sure that they got a hold of her. But Invisible Woman in her own right, strong healing output, force physics to punish diving targets, to be able to pull them back as they're trying to get away, the barrier that she can give to her duelists to give some healing, mitigation, and basically just set them up to succeed. And then obviously you've got the invisible boundary to play in these tricky fights, put it on your team to protect them, but also as a way to catch enemies trying to disengage, because you can slow them as they go through the radius of the invisible boundary. You can use it offensively, and some teams did try to do that. 3rd place is Mantis. It took a while for Mantis to get going, but her popularity definitely started to surge towards playoffs across all of the regions, most certainly again in Pacific and China, where she was the 2nd most rated character over for those teams. Making sure that you have Mantis or the enemy team doesn't have Mantis basically limits your impact of triple strategist, whether you can play around it as well or not. Damage boost helps. Her ultimate is good in all sorts of situations. You have the team up again with Groot and Loki. It'll be interesting to see how she does now that her damage boost has been nerfed and now she adds like movement speed. I still think she's going to find impact, but is she going to be the linchpin of triple strategists going forward, or is somebody like Ultron going to potentially take that slot away from her? Hard to get a gauge, but Mantis is definitely up here as a strong choice. The 2nd spot goes to Elsa. The queen of the preseason finishes in 2nd place from how much she was picked and also banned. She was like the leading woman. In EMEA and America, she was the most potent character. It's just that Pacific and China, again, would have preferred to put Mantis and another character in that sort of first ban, first protect phase. The percentage damage that she was doing was strong. The fact that Instinct put Helix Advance down to a 2-second cooldown is really strong, and the great CC from her ultimate. Lots of these elements have been toned down. I would be shocked though if she doesn't stay in the top 10 for like the impact here when it comes to stage 1. Definitely expect her to drop, but I think some other duelists might contest her a little bit more. But yeah, here it was just put your best duelist on this character, feed resources into her.
Dude, Mellow, holy shit.
Feast for you. But there is one character that was a lot more impactful, and that was Gambit. To really highlight how impactful Gambit was, there was basically 1,008 chances to be involved in a draft, and Gambit missed out on 8 of those. There are 8 opportunities that he could have been picked in, and he wasn't. And almost 800 of those were bans. Teams did not want to play him, certainly in Pacific and China, where he was almost consistently in every single game the first ban. Raging Royal Flush providing ultimate charge boost, explosive
Gambit being permanently banned is insane.
Synergy with various ultimates was incredibly strong. And a key thing here is, unlike a lot of the other characters that I mentioned, he wasn't nerfed in Season 7.5 or Season 8. So Gambit still could very much be the top dog when it comes to stage 1 rolling around. It really is just a case of whether the likes of Devil Dinosaur could really start to push for like that first ban slot. I expect him pretty much immediately, but also like Black Cat could have those moments if teams can actually get used to playing her. We'll see how things are going to look for stage 1, but thanks for watching. Ignite the battle, and let's get back into the action.
The fact that they put Rivals on PS4 is insane.
What's going on, guys? And welcome back. We've got ourselves a result of Swamp Gaming versus Nightmare, and the brooms right now today are out. I mean, we are having 2-0-2-0 into a 1-0 that is looking like yet another familiar result.
This is going to be a straight 2-0 day.
I think there's a lot to break down. Obviously,
like, honestly, I legitimately think this is going to be a quick day.
And it kind of starts with what we were saying with that Rocket versus the Dino. You get that first ult in the team fight, but so much more.
Yeah, I just think if you're going to run front-to-back Dino composition, at least from what we're seeing as the new development this week, if you get Rocket and ban out Rocket from the opposition, it seems to help you win because you just get more damage into Dino's front-facing giant head and delete him immediately and move forward. But cool thing that Swamp was doing is throughout all of that damage, they still have in the backline Venom and Daredevil tearing up your strats. So it was disgusting.
Yeah, for sure. And Vic, while we bring up the MVP here, I think one important thing to talk about is the backlines of these pro teams matter so much. And that's why the Luna and the Rockets are just pumping up that extra bit of damage.
Valentina 9-0.
Valentina going to get our MVP, and how appropriate, given Valentina Luna is certainly a decision, very lethal and just incredible survivability.
60% accuracy with Luna is insane.
General, I feel like the strategist picks and kind of limiting what they have is so important.
It is super important. I was gonna say, Cozy, I mean, isn't that like the topic for Valentina and a lot of these heavy damage dealing strategists? I mean, it's just so lethal out here when you don't even get to flip the point.
Dude, Fidel and Impunity with the donuts.
Like 5-6 KOs that we had from Nightmare in that entire double round in domination. I mean, look at that. That's crazy. The way that the BRB comes up too. Forky Dog and Valentina, both of them not going down a single time. Fidel not really getting enabled. You try to bring out the White Fox and Luna team up, but then here's Forky Dog not only bringing those teammates back, having that Sia online faster than any of these other strategists is equally why a lot of these team fights sway in Swamp Gaming's favor.
And then you have what you need for the reactionary. And why Luna is such a great pick, right? Because you have all that offensive output, and then you're able to have a defensive ult that keeps the team alive and healthy. But Shib, listen, if you are a Swamp Gaming fan, you can say at least Amadian getting in there, getting some reps. Such an amazing player. We always say Swamp Gaming doesn't really have subs. They just have other players that play certain roles well. Maybe that's why the Star-Lord is prioritized, or some more of the duelists than those strategist bands. But hey, that's a plus if you're a Swamp Gaming player and fan.
Yeah, you like think of it as like putting them in the bullpen, just keeping them warm, right? Like that's just something that I think that they do really well. Like I love that Swamp does that. You want to give them reps. You want them to feel comfortable should they ever need them. They specialize in different heroes. And if something shifts in the meta at any point, they're willing to pull out the Amadian or Daze. And I think that's a really cool tech to have.
Yeah, for sure. And listen, I mean, if you don't want to be the team that they do that towards, you got to start winning some of these matches. And Nightmare, it's a team issue across the board. You can look at one player here or there, it's fine. But there's so much coordination that needs to come together more for them. And again, the time is now. We keep on saying it. There's only so many of these chances left before it doesn't matter if you win out. Right?
Oh, shit. They literally didn't choose Museum of Contemplation. They chose Lower Manhattan.
Lower Manhattan, Vicky, going to make an appearance here. And usually, in my experience, the team that maybe isn't as coordinated with the ult tracking and things like that, this map is going to lend them a little bit of aid.
Well, what was it, like day 2, week 1, guys? I think we saw with 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest, where 100 Thieves took it 3-2, and it was FlyQuest that, you know, even with their changes, they were trying to claw back. But this map, guys, taking a quick little trip to Soho, Shiv, I mean, this is going to be crazy, Cozy. This is going to be a good time, too, to see how more of these teams have been able to make these adjustments around a new map.
Yeah, let's take it to the pick and ban for these teams and really see if they've learned from what was that domination. And for me, Shiv, what
honestly, I'm intrigued on how pros play this map.
Away from the Devil Dino there on Scatter, as we will take a look at what these teams are. Pick and saving.
Big man Kingpin.
What do you think they're going to address first here, Shiv?
I think that you maybe get rid of Val's Luna. You know, I think that's kind of been a problem. It really enables Dino composition too, and then you have the Rocket to just damage boost and kind of do his own thing. Outside of that, with the BRBs, it might be the new focus here early on, which is something I don't think you see as much in this meta.
Absolutely. Listen, we're about to lock in. We're just letting you guys see this scenic
charging Jeff,
Lower Manhattan,
the dumb as shark.
The strategists in general, you know, getting rid of Gambit and Luna are probably the two things that I would focus on the most.
I will say though, the cinematics for this game, where like the flyovers of the map, absolutely peak.
These teams' strategy and selection.
Hi, Ollie.
All right, let's dive
Hi,
into
baby.
it, Vicky. I'm stoked to see if anything shifts up here as we head into the pick bands.
Jump.
Again, we talked about Gambit's definitely off the table. It looks like we're already seeing the rocket lock here, bud.
Okay, and with the rocket being saved up, you already know that Sia Shiv is going to be available, and the BRB2 on top of it, which is incredibly important on a map like this. And when you don't have the Phoenix on the table, that's something maybe Nightmare wants to take out of the Swamp Gaming page book. I mean, you talked about, rather, Cozy was the one that brought it up, but
here you go, buddy.
Have that Luna in Valentina's hands and having that sustained shiv that you mentioned onto the Devil Dino, it's so lethal here, and the Devil Dino is going for Nightmare at the very least.
Yeah,
hey, buddy. I'll take you outside after this, okay?
Nightmare just yet, so it looks like they're comfortable allowing
right
it
after this, I'll take you outside.
through, as they're not locking it. Instead, they're going to keep Cat and Rocket as their primary focus. That is
so they saved Black Cat and Rocket.
Removal of Luna that we were mentioning was probably going to happen.
Okay, so now with
and they save Luna.
We already know that Valentina Eve, very flexible player, but Nightmare are going to be able to utilize that themselves. So once again,
they banned out Daredevil too.
Out of the Swamp Gaming playbook, and the Daredevil no longer on the table too. Even when you get that UAV on Lower Manhattan, it's nice because then you get the scans on the ult economy. And if you aren't tracking it yourself, why not have the map do it for you? So, and it also exposes where the invisible characters are lying about.
Yeah, I've mentioned this before. I don't want to alt track all the time. You know, I can do it sometimes. I'm too lazy. My brain's all over the place. I'd rather just have the map do it for me. And I know some people don't love that, but hey, you know what? I'm a big fan of this map, so I'm stoked to see it.
Yeah, let's get this going here, Shib. Now we get to see what the pick and ban phase is ironed out to be. Is Nightmare, are they going to come out for at least one map, 1 point? Or is it going to look like that domination map for Swamp Gaming where they didn't allow Nightmare to flip it, not even once?
All right.
I think this is going to be a first point hold.
We see some early portal plays. We might see stuff like that off the rip where you portal essentially right on point and try to use it as a wall to protect yourself, take the high side potentially, and that might be the case here as Nightmare is at least showing the Strange on attack. So see if that is the decision they elect to make in a moment. Looks like Forky's kind of set up in the backside here, and that's likely where the portal will be placed unless it's on the high side left or right. But let's see what happens. Nightmare needs something here. They need some momentum, Vicky.
Can they build it up early on?
Is Nightmare on defense? Yeah, dude, Nightmare's on defense. I think this is going to be a one hold right here. I think this. Oh, dude, they got. Alright, so Craze is literally going in. Loki and Rocket, yeah.
Right there, Impunity's going to bring them.
We got a Jeff and a heel pull.
Is going to be at the moment a triple strap backline. SJW going to be there with Pain and Fidel on the strap pool. Light trying to get some damage out. Great packaging, just sticking as a unit here from the side of Swamp. We're doing a good job countering this back and driving them. Instead of spawn switching completely, it kind of forced them back to like the portal never even happened in the first place. Ace gets walled off, does not pay for it just yet. Looks like both teams are kind of feeling each other out.
Same thing too with Days not being here for Swamp Gaming, still sticking with Amadian and being on the Elsa, and I like this pick too, because when you're over here on Lower Manhattan, even if they get past this first point, you have those open long line sights here, now trying to mark where the Doctor Strange is kind of lying about, and Mello coming in from the high.
Another going for Invis right now. Can he finish it?
Mace drops Craze in that fight. Krasman goes down. The res comes through as discussed. Forky finds Mace, and now
they got one tick.
In control. Not even quite getting the first tick on the point from the side of Nightmare. Incredibly close though, so that will not be saved once they.
Bro, I feel like I'm watching Gears out here. The wall bouncing.
So scared, getting PTSD. Watching Black Cat, by the way, from the hands of Melophobia is just another set of my sleep paralysis demon lying about, and now you get to see Amadian slowly get closer to that Glartrox, as well as Strangling Prison online now for Kraz.
3 ults for Swamp right now.
Strangling Prison, what a throw! Oh no, it gets clipped by the top side of the wall. He tries to throw it on the vertical, and it just hits the horizontal of the first building, connecting with no one. Light gonna drop a Median as an answer. Pain goes down where the It's Jeff doesn't find value. We'll see in a moment, as there is plenty of answers now. SJW gonna bring up the boundary. Scatter gonna go in with a rampage. Melophobia looking with the card, tries to get one and does. Goodbye, Pain. Forky.
Black Cat hunted the fish.
SJW falls as Light and Melophobia with a triple. Clean up the
bro, the ult goes crazy on Black Cat.
Them down all on top of Nightmare, and you got to see the clutchness too with Forky Dog now making the swap over to the Invis, but the BRB brought Valentina back to back. So now with Forky Dog making the swap over to the Invis, the God of Mischief will have an invisible boundary coming up to deal with Nightmare, specifically Mace, who will be able to have that rampage.
All right, so Impunity and Bucky are rocking with it. The thing is like I've barely seen her get used in a lot of our matches, and used well rather.
And that's the setup right now for Melophobia, which is marking light. Both of
Yeah, Melo knows that they're trying to go around. We got this Bucky Cap team up going out right now, and the Black Cat Fox Luna team up. Pretty much they're rocking like as many team ups as they can right now.
Not quite yet to slow up the pace of the movement as everybody now.
Good job, Median.
In movement speed, and still they have yet to get a tick on point.
Groot's already about to have ult again.
There's opposition here in the way that they wanted to try to approach this point, utilizing Mace, who can't even stay alive at the hands of a Median now. Nightmare back to the drawing board because
Lights down too.
On the cap. Now,
like I said, I think this is going to be a like 1 point hold. Like this is going to be a relatively fast map. With the way that they're running down, like some of them haven't even gone down yet on the side of Swamp.
Like you mentioned, strangling prison available here for Kraz is going to be the only answer.
They got the ramp set up.
That Swamp can use on this defense. Nightmare should have like 4 available. Fidel, Impunity, SJW, and then Pain would be after that. Like it again quickly. Not a lot of time on the clock. 15 seconds. The touch needs to come in by the 3rd second. 3 seconds in order to get that OT moving.
Nope.
Strangling prison goes out. Out goes the dance floor. Notice the focus on the walls behind to ensure they can't do much. Gonna break some of these clones to get reset. SJW, excuse me, trying to get to point. 3 seconds left. Will they touch? They don't.
No, there's so much pressure. The Glortrox too, just waiting for them on the mouth of the other
I
side.
told ya. This is literally, they're going to go in, absolutely roll them, and just cap this point immediately.
Sides have now swapped.
Wow, I really thought the ult advantage there was going to be enough for Nightmare to get at least the movement forward, but nobody able to get to that point. Like you said, just a little bit too much pressure on that choke, and the great utilization installed there. Let
me see what our last match is.
Try to make this and actually slow things up. But wow, I cannot believe that did not work out, that they couldn't get the touch in that moment. Unfortunate there. I'm sure comms are a little bit heated.
I just know Fidel going down that single time Pain too, like just watching the rest of their team getting dismantled right before their eyes, trying their hardest. Look at that, the 13.6k healing, 9.8 after they were trying to run out with the triple strat SJW too. But at the moment,
FlyQuest
the way that
NRG
Swamp Gaming have been
after
able to
this.
hold it down, the impact from Mello and Median have just been on another level. And then you want to try to roll out maybe with the Punisher and Dino duo riding right on top of his trusty steed, as Swamp Gaming are probably going to try to portal in just to get up to the high ground, very similarly to Nightmare.
You're exactly right there. That is going to be the strategy. Works very well on this map. And at least for the moment, Amadian is on top of the Dino on a mount, if you will. Not sure if that's going to be the case as they get out the door, but they're feeling confident right now. No ticks on here.
They're going to strange portal in.
With this and try to walk through portal. Yeah, they. Here comes the portal play now. Scatter. See where they're attending.
Black Hat's trying to peek him.
The vision there. From the side of Light, he's going to let them know the portal comes through, heading right towards the back line. Walls go out. Valentina immediately deletes SJW, and already up in numbers is...
Oh my god. Dude, they're running through with the Punisher on the Dino.
Oh my.
Oh, take a stroll back into the park because Swamp Gaming, they went and they came to speed run over this series.
21 seconds.
2-0, but Shib, I need somebody to clock the time for
21 seconds
on how quick those last 2 maps were.
That, world record. Honestly, I was going to say, because that actually might be the fastest we have ever seen a win happen on attack. I'm being completely honest, even across the world. That was the fastest portal, and then immediately getting on point, and nobody can contest. I'm not sure if it was a conversation, just lack of confidence they could get it done, or if they just kind of lost focus.
That was a straight up 21 second
What did you think about that match?
attack round. What in the hell?
Come on, that was 4 minutes is absolutely absurd, especially on a map like this. I mean, you know, you ever see those kind of like tweets, social media, where people are like, what happens if an NFL team played a college team? I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like a straight up giant skill diff, if I'm being honest. But hey, listen, that's what you want if you're Swamp Gaming. You want to get right from what was that matchup against FlyQuest, right? You have your 2 kind of bottom bracket matchups now, and then you go into what I believe is NRG and 100 Thieves next week, right? So like they have a crazy way to shut out the rest of this group stage. And that's a way to kind of get your confidence up there, Vic.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? If you are a Nightmare, you want to use this game maybe to at least figure out what you got to do differently here, Cozy, because again, their next opponents are going to be 100 Thieves. So at this point right now, when you have to deal with being in the swamp, maybe too much humidity out there, Nightmare are literally waking up from their own nightmare and they want to be able to make
Unfortunately, I think 100 Thieves is going to run them over as well.
Swamp Gaming were able to execute what Nightmare couldn't at the proper time, isolating SJW, finding the ability to find the Gru out of left field. Poor Impunity just got whiplash before he realized what was happening.
Yeah, and it does look like, I mean, I will say to Nightmare, like we saw them last week, they had another week to prep, and like we've seen Ship a lot of these teams bring something new. It does look like this was a lot of what they were trying to do last week, and maybe the reason
I didn't see that. They threw the group through the portal, chased the group back around.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. It's tough to find a solution for Swamp. There's so many world records that happen there. That might be the first time we've ever seen a Punisher not get dismounted a single time while still winning the map, too. Like, there's so many small little things we can mention. Valentina getting the MVP, though. Again, losing the Luna, it does not matter. Valentina, she's just built different.
No, for sure. And I mean, I think for them, like, there's so many things that you can try out. Having a Medium like, come into...
I'm going to go take Ollie outside for his
great. Like you, again,
afternoon potty break.
We've been talking about is like keeping your...
And I'll be back. I'm going to keep the stream going, obviously.
Awesome interview that I'm excited to talk to. We will be here shortly welcoming Coach Fox, and always such a pleasure because there's a lot of the brains behind it, right? I think coaches in this scene are rare and few and far between, and it's cool to see it all put together. But taking a look, Vicky, anything stand out to you? I mean, in a 4-minute run?
I mean, the fact that Forky Dog was able to make the swap-ups that they did and being able to come out with the invis. I mean, look at the healing output right there alongside Valentina, but then specifically look at Mello, Amadian, the team up together with the Dino. Like, even if the numbers aren't ginormous, it's just the fact that they were able to play so well around the Dino composition. Scatter not going down a single time. Looking at the accuracy, too, just across the board before they were able to make that swap over to the Strange when they were the ones on the attack, so that way they could portal back in. But I just think the way that Swamp Gaming plays, I mean, we've heard it from Fox before too, Cozy, that this is probably the best back line right now that Americas has to really work with, and Forky Dog and Valentina have continuously displayed that, even with the Mantis and Loki team up with those bigger lamps out on the field.
So Ship, if you are Nightmare, right, as we move on to what is going to be celebrating Swamp Gaming, you have 100 Thieves left and FlyQuest. FlyQuest being right there with you on the bottom. 100 Thieves, you'd have to have them kind of lose out, so that's kind of the picture they're looking at. And then again, for Swamp, like, they really want to lock in that one seed, and it's looking pretty well for them to do that. I think with 100 Thieves losing, it definitely aids them, and it's really just what at this point, because they beat Sentinels, things are looking strong for them to secure that.
Yeah, I think the team was just trying to find solutions again throughout ever since domination, right? We saw them switching multiple times after even a single, getting KO'd in the backline. Just multiple changes before even coming out of the door. So the communication is to get ironed out. There needs to be, sometimes it's just better if somebody's just hard owning comms and just owns everything. And although you can take the blame for it, and it's tough to shoulder all the blame if you lose, it keeps things cleaner. I just think this team right now is kind of all over the place in terms of their switching.
Well, let's go ahead. They have many great players on the team, also an awesome coach, and we're going to welcome him. Ready for the interview, Coach Fox, and I think it came a little bit maybe quicker than you thought it was going to come up. Maybe you got ready, got some popcorn there to watch the matchup. How you doing, first of all, buddy?
I'm doing well. Yeah, that was a little faster than I thought it would be. But we had a good plan going in. We had ban lines prepped for them, and the guys came out and executed well. And I don't know. We keep on expecting teams to do the right thing in draft, and they gave us dinosaur. Like, I'm first protecting Rocket, expecting teams to ban the dinosaur, and somehow we keep on getting it. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I mean, it's not, Shiba said it a lot of times. It's not easy, obviously, with you guys because you have so many players out of Versatile. You have sub players that come in that aren't even subs. They're just additional players to your roster. Let me ask you, right? This week you had Fly, you have Nightmare. A little bit of an easier week if you look at it, especially in the group standings. How do you stay hot? How do you keep this team ready? Because obviously going into what is going to be closing of 100 Thieves and NRG, looking favorable to you guys was how you guys beat Sentinels and what's remaining. But how do you stay hot and different and ahead of the curve?
Just more practice against good teams. We'll get some scrims versus TLC this week. We'll get some scrims versus maybe some EMEA teams if we need to shuffle some things around. right? Some of the top EME teams like Navi, and you know, just improve, right? Because it's like we're not as far ahead as we would like to be. We think we're a little bit ahead of where we think Rocket is, but that's probably a little bit more niche to our team, right? Like most teams can't pull off the Rocket First Protect like we're doing because they don't have a player as excellent at the character as Forky Dog is, and so. Or as excellent at the characters that you have to pair the Rocket with, like Valentina is on Luna and Loki and Mantis, right? So, it's a pretty niche strat that I don't think that even like Liquid can pull off. But yeah, so we just got to keep on improving. Maybe find another spot here or two of comps that work for us. You know, we showed the Wolverine front to back kind of comp yesterday into Fly. You know, we'll have some stuff prepped for 100 Thieves. We actually think FlyQuest is probably the second best team in our group. Even they've just had, I think they just underperformed against 100 Thieves. I think they'll be second or third. They just had a rough beginning to the stage, but I expect that team to bounce back. So you know, we're looking forward to the matchup against 100 Thieves. Hopefully we'll be undefeated going into that, and yeah, hopefully we'll finish the group 5-0.
I love it. Great comp so far, man. I mean, you're kind of reiterating things that I was going to ask you. I mean, I was going to talk to you. I was like, it seems like to me, the answer is simple and teams just aren't doing it. Whenever you lock Rocket, you're going to run a Dino comp and you're going to try to remove that Rocket from the opposition and just run them down with raw damage. We've seen Forky's movement on the hero's disgusting. So since you've already talked about that and kind of answered the question I was prepping, what would you say is your go-to comp 2 for like in this meta right now? Because that seems to be go-to 1 is a Dino rundown front to back composition.
Yeah, I mean, it's still dive, right? Like the reason we like the Rocket is because it enables the dive, right? Like we're playing for the amplifier. The amplifier kills through Tranks. It takes out triple support. You really can't play triple support into it. Black Cat's good into triple, so like triple support's kind of dead in our eyes. You know, if we're playing excellent enough, you can't play that comp. So you have to mirror. I know people that talk about like Penny Iron Man meta. Just go dive, just kill them. Those characters are terrible. If you're losing to that, like, I don't know, right? Like, you can pivot and pivot to other things, right? Like, Penny's still really weak into, like, Bucky and Emma and Groot, so you can just kill that character. I guess, yeah, we lost, doesn't have that in the bag. But, you know, we do, so, you know, that Penny stuff, like, if you're playing anti-dive strats, we can always just swap up. We'll pick the Wolverine, right, and things like that. But, yeah, no, like dive is our favorite. We like every version of it, right? Playing the Cat, playing the Venom, playing DD, playing Black Cat. So it's like when teams are banning that Black Cat last, we're like, we don't really care. Like Mello will just play the other, Danny will just play the other. It's fine by us. And so, yeah, it's kind of worthless unless you can pair it together. But if you pair it together, we get Dino. So I don't know, like the entire point of me first protecting Rock is because I expect you to ban Dino, but I guess we'll keep on getting that character.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much, Fox. I mean, it's nice talking to you again. That was a lot faster than I was expecting before. I want to open the floor for you because you guys obviously being on different groups. Do you have any words to say looking at how you guys have been dominating thus far in Group B to maybe Liquid Citadel on the other side who are looking to replicate the same thing here in Group A?
Yeah, I mean, we expect the same thing from them, right? Like if we were playing on this patch, it probably favors us. Last patch probably favored them a little bit with how strong Ultron was. With Ultron being kind of dead this patch, it would probably favor us. But we're not playing on this patch, right? We'll win our group, they'll win theirs. We'll both be 5-0, and then we'll go into playoffs on 8.5 with a new character and a new patch. So we would love to play them, but we don't get to. So unfortunate, but that's all right. I mean, it wouldn't mean anything anyways. We would play them again in playoffs. So yeah, those guys are great though. They're playing well.
Fox. Never mind that. I mean, I saw social media. I mean, I saw Crook calling you out, right? Level 1 Crook over there. I saw on the stream on the EMEA today. They're like, hey, EMEA scene is best by far. Never mind Swamp Gaming. Never mind TLC. Let's hear you talk to them a little bit because that is the, you know, listen, land speaks for itself right now. But you look at you guys in TLC matching up to them. I'm just saying, I'll leave the floor to you.
Yeah, I mean, Jerky said it this morning. He says EMEA clears. It's not true. They know what happens when we scrim them. I'm pretty sure I know what happens when they scrim Liquid, right? Us and Liquid are a tier above. It's us all year. It'll be us in midseason. It'll be us at grand finals, unless something crazy happens, right? So like they're all fighting for third, right? They're not competing for one, right? It's NA domination, right? The rest of NA, yeah, okay, Crook got me, right? You want to post a screenshot of what Sen and 100 Thieves are doing? I can't defend that. They're both terrible. Okay, we're gonna beat them both, right? It's fine. Okay, but that's not us. That's not Liquid. And you're talking about the top of Americas, and the top of Americas is who you got to beat in order to get the mid-season trophy. So.
Humility is one of the words that come to mind when I talk to Coach Foxy, and I love seeing that. No, but I love the passion and love seeing. Listen, me and Shib got to do the grand finals between you and TLC. It was 3-4. It was a nail biter. Expecting more of that. Thanks for coming on, man. Prep up for a big week 3 for you guys. I know it's going to be, at least the tougher games that you've had there on the schedule, and excited to see you and the team get to work.
Will do. Thank you, guys. Vicky Katie, my team is so happy that you're casting us. They're all like, is Vicky Kitty casting? Bye, guys.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Appreciate you. That is Coach Fox, of course. And, man, I feel like if we left him on long enough, we would find out all the strats. For the, it's like, I love it because, for me, it's like, listen, they got the speed run on the map ship, so we could give a little extra time there on the interview because there's so much to break down, obviously, of the A to B of how they got that good of a matchup and how they look,
Yeah, I think this team is just lights out, man. And I like the confidence. I like his thought process. It all seems to make sense to me right now, and it's working in the meta. Absolutely. Vicky, closing thoughts before we headed to break here on this team.
I mean, now I just feel like Swap Gaming have just been dominating right now. I'm excited to see how this next series is going to look. But if anything, Swap Gaming, they're happy to hear us, Shiv, and I'm happy to be able to cast more of their games of their success.
Love to see you guys again. This is like the hypest desk that production could probably put together. And maybe the matchup next coming up will live to it. We'll see if we get another 2-0. Guys, don't go anywhere. We've got one more matchup for you today. Reset, relax. We'll be back in a moment.
Across all time, I see you turning the tides. And do you see now our time, our turn? We can still fight like the wind and fire. And 기다려 I'll be there 쓰러지지만 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 작품을 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 어둠이 떠 날때까지 세계 운명 오랜 시간 간직해온 열망 까만 밤의 빛처럼 빛나 네 눈앞에 바로 왔던 나라 제발 딱 봐도 superstar 딱 보면 모두 나널 지킬 나란 걸 꼬집혀볼수록 점점 빠져들어 카리스마 넘쳐 흘러 oh yeah 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 햇빛이 날 비춰와 시작이야 let's go 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there 쓰러지지 말 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 작품을 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해 내게 주어진 운명 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래 승리 완명해 The weight of both the worlds is in our hands 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고
All right, we're back.
최선을 다해 작품을 쳐봐
Sorry, Ollie did not want to come in. Jake, good to see you. Navi played earlier today. EMEA was like around noon our time. EMEA was like noonish our time, I think, when it ended. I saw a little bit of Navi and VP play earlier. I saw a bit of Navi play earlier. I saw a little bit of VP. I literally watched all of the Oceania Asian teams this morning. I literally was up till about 7 a.m. So I literally watched all 5 or 6 matches played. And then got up today and I was like, you know what? We're gonna watch the American matches. All right, we're back in 1 minute with the pregame for FlyQuest NRG Shock. We'll see how that goes. Jake, and to all my Pokemon people out there, I have finally completed my 60 card Team Rocket Mewtwo deck. It literally took like a month with all the cards. What do you mean, how long has NRG been performing? Like in what sense, Noodles? Like in general, NRG. I mean, they were in last season, but before that, they're in a lot of esports. But NRG Shock was their Overwatch team for a long time. So they're one of those teams that went from Overwatch to Rivals, and I think have stayed in Rivals. So they've been around for like years.
These are the two teams that I've been waiting to see play again. Obviously, NRG going down to 100 Thieves in the most dramatic Psylocke ult on the last Invis. I mean, just chaos there. And then yesterday, you saw FlyQuest and how good they played against Swamp Gaming.
Yeah, I think that this should be the closest match of the day, and maybe I'm calling my shot a little bit too early, but this, yeah, today has been it seems like a day of mismatch where games just felt a little bit one-sided, and I think this is where things change. Like you said, Fly.
So are they predicting not a 2-0?
We heard Fox mention that Fly is going to be in a really solid team once they get more confident, but NRG is also in that conversation for bouncing back as a new team with a new backline.
Well, let's take a look at FlyQuest and the roster as a whole again. Even though they did not get the map off Swamp Gaming, there was plenty of opportunity to do so, and this team finally feels like it's clicking, right? It's finally getting there in a lot of areas. Vicky, who are the anchors of this team, and what do they need to do to get the job done?
Well, I think we're seeing a lot more adjustments coming out of Cart, honestly. Like, even after that last series, you're seeing this team
Velocity,
to get like a bunch of players and try to find that meshing, and the synergy now is starting to flow
Melio
with that, and the pickup of Velocity I think has been really great, and that backline together with Zelos and Velocity have just been on another level. 2C2 popping off on the Elsa, and I love how in that first week, guys, we're talking about where has Elsa been. Well, we're seeing Elsa get brought up way more often, especially when the Phoenix bans are flowing and we see more integration of Rocket Raccoon in this Americas region.
I mean, Shib, when you look at it, right, with only 4 spots available, how dangerous is it for either of these teams to drop this map in particular? Because NRG losing that other game kind of opened the door for FlyQuest to squeak on in there and try to get maybe that potential 4th spot even.
Yeah, I mean, Fly needs to take this now, and then they have an even record, right? Like and they have the win for tiebreaker's sake. I'm assuming that's going to be a big advantage. So this is a must for Fly here. It's an absolute must.
Well, as we take a look at NRG again, this is a team with a new built backline, and it is all the hype that is
Madara
and Aztec has been definitely living up to the expectations and has been a lot of fun to watch. Chime does not miss, Vicky. Give this guy Phoenix, and you will see crazy results. And Stinkers,
window, Madara,
right
Chime, yep.
With Daze in terms of the Daredevil Wolverine combo and being able to flex in between those is just what is so lethal.
It is, and the fact that NRG was able to take a map versus 100 Thieves, that was an insane series. Day number 3 for week 1 for any of you guys who may have
last match of America for the night. Are we going to see something that is not a 2-0?
On ping has been able to just get so adjusted to
yeah, we're actually going to do a prediction.
Forced to roll out with in some of these target bans in the pick and ban phase, but also the utility that they've been able to wrap around.
Yeah, just wait if they can make it to a, getting all together in one room. It's going to be that much more lethal. And Chip, when you take a look at what this team does well, I think the matchup I want to look between the two is that Vanguard position. Obviously, Techie and Card are two,
okay.
Card coming from
we're going to start a prediction. We got 2 minutes on the clock. What do y'all think? Y'all think this is going to be a 2-0, or do y'all think this is going to be like a 2-1? Like, what are we thinking out here? Because I'm half inclined to say it's going to be a 2-0 still. Just going along with the pace of the day.
They're like a new, fresh baked team, and they're just trying to lock in together, and they've gotten better each week or each day even, and now I expect to see them right up there on par with NRG, so I am stoked to watch this matchup. But I'm with you, buddy. Both the Vanguards are looking good. The strat line looks great, and you mentioned playing on ping for NRG in the back line. I think they are still, even on ping, some of the best strats I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and hey, you saw it there. This is right where Vicky, FlyQuest started to come into their own again, right? Like, it was the same story of the preseason, but the story there was, like, they picked up a little bit too late, and then from there, weren't able to kind of punch into that top 4 spot. It does start here, and it's tough because I do think NRG is one of those teams that people are sleeping on because of the result that happened with 100 Thieves. And now with 100 Thieves losing, we're getting the same picture. It's the same middle of the mess with Sentinels and 100 Thieves and NRG. Like, we need some order in this chaos.
Dude, no, it's spaghetti all over the floor. It's just been a huge mess. But you know what? I'm here for it, guys. Like, this is the chaos that we like to thrive in. I don't expect anything less.
Oh, we got Baron T'Challa first. Okay. I think everything else has been Hell's Haven today.
And again, the importance of this group stages, guys, that we keep highlighting is being able to at least have that one map differential, right? In case you go in for a tie, it could be the make or break whether you qualify or not.
Yeah, for sure. And I really want to just see Fly shake things up because, Chip, we saw yesterday, they were able to at least get one zone of this domination off of Swamp Gaming, right? And then there was not a lot of adjustment there in the back end, and they lost that 3rd zone, I believe. They didn't win the back-to-back. And so, starting with this pick ban phase that we'll be heading to here just momentarily, do they go with the same thing they went yesterday? More of that strategist focus? Maybe shut down Phoenix at least for Chime?
Yeah, that could be the case. I mean, it's tricky because when you go into a different team, you also done your homework against this team, so you're like trying to exploit weaknesses. I think Swamp, it's difficult to ban out, but it was Burn and T'Challa, I believe, if I remember correctly, that they won a map on, so they feel comfortable on this map for sure. It enables some dive stuff, which they're not afraid to run, and I think they're also good at the dino stuff. I think Madara's a great dino, so you know, they could go front to back, they could pull out the damage. I really think it's kind of up in the air. It all depends on.
Anyway, so first protect was Phoenix for NRG.
Interesting enough, you have the Devil Dino ban on one side, Gambit on the other. Obviously going to open the door, and I think decently enough, it's okay to get FlyQuest Gambit potentially. Obviously, they do have plenty of great players over there. Zelos, you know, being
all right. So Dino's out of the match.
Very dangerous to have the keys equipped. Devil not going to be a factor on either or, and there it is, Vic. It's the Phoenix being open to Chime. If he has it, it's just scary.
Which means
FlyQuest protected Gambit. We're gonna see some Gambit gameplay, guys.
Comes through, and it's kind of like what you mentioned, Cozy, and I do agree with you.
And they banned Phoenix on the other side.
Isn't as strong when it comes to the Gambit matchup. Then why not give it to them at that point too? But then you have to linger. Do you want to also burn a ban onto the Loki so you can prevent the double Raging Royal Flush?
Yeah, hey Ship, she said exactly what I thought. I expect to see the Loki ban here, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to see the Loki ban.
Ban Star-Lord, ban Raccoon.
It's like, yeah, maybe they're not comfortable on the Gambit, but 70% win rate in one of the most banned characters when he's through. It's like, I don't know.
Who's gonna protect and ban?
All the time, but I'm not there in the room with them, and I'm not sure that is necessarily the case. But yeah, we have to see Loki here coming up next, unless they don't think Fly can run the Loki.
I mean,
and they protect the rocket on their side.
Velocity on the Loki, but then if they have velocity on the Gambit, you know, only so many to go around. I know Zealous doesn't play that as much, and obviously they're going to go with the rocket here. I think this is a good strat. We've seen this more against Devil, Dinosaur, but as we've continued to say, Vicky, it's first fight a bit here.
What ban are we going to see out here?
Swinging, and with that rocket and having that extra bit of, with that BRB is maybe the goal. I'm not crazy about the rocket pick and ban, though, on this matchup.
Wow, so it didn't ban Loki, dude. Loki Gambit's going through.
Maybe it's about timing too, and purposely desyncing
that seems a little scary to me.
The plus, if you know you're going to run a Star-Lord, I mean, they can't actually. It got banned out against them. So even then, you can't even get the team up too, provided the BRB would be like the heavy reliance, and then having the damage output that you
protected
can have
Daredevil.
Double ultimates here from the strategist, but will it be enough sustain too is another question. As the Daredevil,
I mean, we always say that Daredevil is probably going to be their best pick for NRG. I think the way that Stinkers plays, like the other ones can be available, Black Cat being gone would be fine. The Mantis ban though, with the rocket save, is what's a bit puzzling, right? Like, do you think they were going to go triple strat if you fly? I would tend to think no.
It feels a little outdated, if I'm being honest. I think the triple stuff has been a little bit to the wayside now, which is crazy to say, and I think some people are not going to believe that because of rank ladder, but I do think it's definitely been pushed away, but it's been banned on both sides, so teams must be comfortable with it.
And if they're going to do that, most likely you would end up having probably a little flexibility into the Luna and the White Fox, but no, either way, they're going to go with the Mantis out of there. And we'll see what team comes out on top if the Rocket's safe. So, and honestly, if I'm being candid, I think both teams, there's a couple of adjustments I would have made on the pick and ban phase. But
no, I'm curious because we know Gambit's going through. Gambit was saved. This will be the first time we see Gambit tonight. I didn't see Gambit at all yesterday.
But you and I were there for that series, bud. The only most insane series we had last time. So you know what? I think it's the Vicky Shib luck is what we're dealing with right now, and I'm hoping it happens here in this spread.
Hey, I'm here for it, Shiv. The good luck tokens maybe coming out to play. And the fact that we've only had, by the way, in our best of 3 so far in these group stages, only 2 games go to a game 3, despite even having like very close domination round maps, is crazy. That speaks for itself.
All right, let's see how it goes.
Bring us in when it comes to the Americas region. Well, are you not entertained as we get this going? And time is on that Phoenix. Madara back into the pride and true Emma Frost. The White Mother is here to deliver to, and this is another Vanguard that I know Madara is very comfortable with, but already going fast here from FlyQuest as they're over that middle console.
That's much better. Yeah, and notice, folks, we were mentioning that they wanted to run the rocket, they could, but the Phoenix was
FlyQuest instantly portaled. Their entire team went through, swapped to Venom, and then swung back. That's actually not a crazy strat. I actually like that. Portaled them onto the top, and then swapped to Venom to get back to point quick.
Now FlyQuest 2 fighting Chime, and that's like next. NRG, it's back to the drawing board for this team because FlyQuest are taking a seat in a lot of these changes. Techie 2 being on that Van pool, very close to having that ultimate online for this next fight.
Setting up now on the high side, Techie is going to be playing that Vanpool. Vanpool definitely not completely gone from the meta. That Banhammer ultimate, which deals damage, gives him overhealth at the same time, and makes it so that they miss, they take even more damage, is always impactful. And it's going to be launched here on the back line, just like we discussed. Goodbye, bang, an immediate KO finding one, and that keeps the tone in Fly's favor.
Again, having that advantage already off the table, finding another one at least from NRGs to have the advantage.
Nobody is paying attention to tank pool right now.
That Elsa and FlyQuest still plant their feet here on the point chip. They're nearing already 50%, but taking these two different off angles as Energy are not trying to wrap onto this point.
You can see another pick once again here for Techie, playing lights out, some great shots, looking towards the back line, gonna walk them forward now as another comes through. Fly is untouchable right now with the second goodbye to the Phoenix. NRG gonna be heading back to the spawn door for a reset.
Looking go to what we have to provide here, and you have the Raging Royal Flush on the horizon from Velocity. That's going to be another win con in favor for FlyQuest. And then you
Galtrox, Venom,
really with Hoodie and having that Kumio and
White Fox, and Let the Devil Out is about to come out. They're literally about to stack 5 ults.
Yeah, and we're just going to keep our eyes.
And we're about to see potentially 4 from NRG.
Vault advantage for the current moment, 3-3. The Gambit Raging Royal Flush is going to send them forward. Can they get a pick? Phoenix End Song, is that going to get value back with the dance floor? Looking to try to combine, but no one goes down. That's a 2 for nothing at the moment. The pick is going to be, once again, Fly's favor, as they're still maintaining pressure, on point.
And they still have 3
Galtrox, dude, they're almost all lined up over there.
Here you have the Kumio Unleashed, but guess what? You've already lost out on 2 members of NRG. Make it 3. Nobody left from NRG to contest on this point as FlyQuest open up.
I might have been wrong. I thought NRG might have taken this. That was kind of...
Yeah, that was pretty clean.
Slammage.
Not gonna lie, Fly looked incredible there. They looked incredibly dominant. I like their comp. It's working out well. But, you know, I don't want to be a broken record. Gambit got through, and it is... You know, maybe not working. Actually, I was wrong. What am I saying? At this point, no, it is working. What am I saying? I'm losing my mind here. Velocity, lights out, but looking to switch now. Likely just using the Jeff bubble to get him outside the door. But the Gambit, 70% win rate, it is still very much on the table.
Maybe just gonna boost everybody forward again because they were able to prioritize that positioning on the point first after just speed boosting themselves all the way there, and maybe getting a quick little swap up right afterwards because FlyQuest still have these 3 ultimates going into this first fight. Cart also now on the Hulk. Madara does have the Psionic Seduction, but no sustain after both Hoodie and Aztec were desperately trying to keep energy up.
We're gonna see the next fight come in now. Will Fly be able to keep this up? This NRG playing a bit on their heels at the current moment. Ult advantage going to stay in Fly's favor. We'll see what comes of it as they start up on the high side once again.
Let's go big man Hulk.
Pressure, Zelos, Tuzi, Melio, all with ults available. Madara making the switch now onto the Emma, trying to use this to slow down the pace as out goes the Psionic Seduction. Doesn't look like
got nobody
with anyone though.
Letting the devil out now, though, is going to be Melio after the Psionic Seduction goes down, and Madara is literally one shot before he finds himself going down at the hands of Melio, just waiting before they eventually take the point here, too. It was unlocked for quite some time, but FlyQuest taking it slow and easy, making sure that they had
3 ults up for FlyQuest, only the Deadpool ult up for NRG.
As they fall, and they keep this
dude, that's 5 dead.
Momentum. You're looking at energy right now. They have some ultimates coming up, but again, it's that sustain that is lacking when you have both Cart and Melio harassing that back line.
See the startup now. Fly, once again, maintaining this pressure, this presence, 27% in climbing here with ult advantage still. NRG, gotta find a solution. Madara making another switch. We talk about the panic switch as they're trying to essentially make a comp that essentially resembles what they're seeing, but don't have the Gambit, and the Gambit is so much. Velocity already back to ultimate here. We're gonna see that Royal Flush coming in just a moment. Techie gonna launch that Banhammer on the back line.
I'm about to have 5 ults again for FlyQuest.
No, it will be. The Let the Devil Out comes out now from Stinkers. Chime try to come in heavy with the end song. Does it get value? We're gonna look now. Tuzi says not up in here. Goodbye, Madara. Techie on the window, and Fly is not stopping without even committing much.
I mean, look at the way that they're holding these 2 different positions positions.
He where's the Hulk? He opened the door.
Here on the low ground, you have Cart literally pressing into almost a spawn room gates. Techie trying to find a straggler. Where did they run to before trying to catch him off guard before backing away to the rest of the team? But it's the way that they've been trying to force Energy to play so split that is causing their demise. Now you're reaching 80%, even for FlyQuest, and they still have 3 ultimates in their name. Oh, big ante.
And Melio finding window here again. FlyQuest is just getting neutral after neutral start up in their advantage. Hoodie's gonna have to be forced out to use the Kamiho Unleash, and to no avail. 2Z once again. Goodbye, Stinkers. Cart.
Bro, what am I watching right now?
Are back, and they're looking hot as they keep it going. Cart with a second. 2Z with a 2-piece. Melio gonna find one, and oh my goodness, already 99 in OT as the portal from window comes through.
Good timing on the portal at the very least. Aztec does have the Fate of both worlds coming up, but it's not there yet. The anti-follow-up once again from Velocity. The Glartrox is feasting with the statue. Maybe the insurance policy that they need, but with no numbers left on the point. Energy fall as FlyQuest, they soar.
At least they got a portal through.
And I'm saying
that's the first time a team has been able to get a portal through.
All day today.
Yeah, I think NRG's going to try to learn from this. I think the ban phase was tricky for him. I mean, you can't let the gambit through. It's just that simple. It's just so much in their favor. If it's on the table, if you have good commitment, and they were looking so strong. And they were so patient, not overcommitting any ult, using gambit to just send in on the neutral, finding picks. It was just FlyQuest domination here. But you're right, these games today have been so one-sided. Will NRG be able to bounce back and learn from this?
Guess we're gonna have to find out soon. We'll find out what our map number 2 is gonna look like on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere because FlyQuest are popping off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That it might actually be a speedrun. It might legitimately be a 2-0 again. Like the fact that you don't ban like you literally don't ban Gambit at all. And like granted, they saved Gambit, but like still, if you're not trying to save a Gambit yourself or like trying to match Gambit, it's like Shib and everybody else has said, like I feel like you kind of just lose most of the time. Just because that ult is still so good. Like, yes, it may have been nerfed a little bit, but it's still, like, probably one of the best support ults in the game. Dude, I don't know how some of these teams are doing it, because it's kind of wild that they're getting ran like this. We're going to open since there's about 5 minutes left. We're going to go run a game of Blood Hunt. We're going to go speed run a game real quick.
Stage 1 has officially begun across all of the major regions, so let's see just how that meta is looking across the 108 maps of action that we've seen in Ignite so far on this patch. From this first week of action, we've got 4 major winners and 1 big loser, and the biggest winner is the king of the meta in preseason, Gambit, who has actually climbed up in popularity. He was the sort of most impactful character in the game at the end of preseason. Not only is he still at the top, he's actually climbed in popularity. He is constantly the first man, first protect at this stage, and everybody's agreeing on it for the most part. He's been involved in every single draft across all of the 4 major regions, but there are a small group of teams that are trying to splinter away to go for different bans that aren't Gambit, some of these other names on this list as we're about to highlight. And the reason for that is these teams, because nobody's had the chance to practice Gambit because he's constantly banned out, if they leave it open, teams are going to be like, well, we're really rusty on Gambit. I don't really want to pick him, do you guys? And so they're trying to see if they can actually put them on compositions that they're just not well versed on, certainly when people are trying to get the reps in on stuff like Devil Dinosaur. And speaking of Devil Dinosaur, he is the second winner. It's been a roaring success for Devil Dinosaur.
Dude, Dino's been crazy.
Game in season 8.
I'll bring it back in a minute. We might watch it from inside the game. Because right now we still got like a solid 3 or 4 minutes before the next match. Come on, log me in. Bro, there's a fly that's been in my house all day. Alright, we're gonna go have some fun real quick. Dude, this dumbass fly has followed me to my room. Nightmare 105 just for the shits and giggles right now. We're gonna go in with Moonfist.
Dracula wishes to reclaim my city. You call yourselves new.
I know my what is it called?
Now is the time to prove it.
I know my other Moon Knight's better, but we swap profiles on this shit. Let's go.
Gear up. These enemies won't quit, but neither will you, it seems. A hero at their peak.
Let's go. Just to speedrun something.
More vampires have arrived. Ready yourself for battle. And those up there that must take it down.
Let's see if my Moonfist can even handle this. Holy, yeah. I was about to say, dude, Moon Knight, Moonfist just kind of gets ran.
Take a moment and enjoy the peace. It won't last for long. Fascinating.
Moon Knight does just kind of get ran in this with Moonfist at this point. Like, I love this build, but like, dude, I can't.
Another wave incoming. Hold the line.
We're getting, oh boy.
Stay alert. This fight isn't over yet. Such remarkable power.
Pickle, welcome in. Well, I am playing Blood Hunt right now while it's in between matches for Marvel's Ignite. We have been watch partying the America matches for Pro Rivals, and I'm just killing some time between the matches real quick, doing some Blood Hunt, which is the new PvE zombies mode. And we are punching Moon Knight. Trust me, this does get very disorienting too.
Let's hope your luck continues to hold. Fascinating.
We're also trying to finish the, what is it called, the accessories for Kingpin? Yeah, Kingpin. We're trying to get the gold Kingpin accessory too. Nah, I still got 53 of them. I'm fine. 50. We're almost on boss. We'll see if we can do this or not. And what boss do we have? That'll determine if we actually finish this. We should be able to do this. And then we'll go back. They're already talking about the next thing.
Fascinating. Now, who's the real?
Oh, don't worry. This is Rivals until everything goes crazy.
Ready yourself for battle.
I'm about to go throw hands with Captain America. Bro's got 29 million health bars. Yeah, there is like no way we're doing this shit in 3 minutes. Oh, Museum of Contemplation. Yeah, I'm gonna give up. The stream is back.
I can't rely on self-righteous vigilantes. I'll have to handle this myself.
Okay, hold up. We're going back to streaming Rivals real quick. Hey yo. If this wants to load. Okay. Rivals does not want to load, as y'all could just tell right there. We're going to go back to the way we were streaming it over here.
Here, but I also feel like having that Mantis means that you're probably going to try to force out a Loki. Do you take the bait here? Do you prevent the Loki from coming out? At least you don't have to deal with the double Rage and Royal Flush, but also Luna is really good with Devil Dino, and it is going to be that Loki.
I like the Loki. I mean, I think Luna has been getting a lot of attention for that last ban here, and if you're the Shock...
Alright, so let's talk. Gambit is out of this match entirely. I think they learned their lesson on that end. They saved Mantis, saved Dino. Both teams saved Dino on this. Phoenix has been banned across the board, and Loki has been saved.
Loki's not bad, because popping crystals, if Dino's ever in trouble and resetting HP, is massive, especially on the bite trade. So we'll see that come into fruition, but also... I don't know. I was going to say, they didn't necessarily ban Mantis yet, and that team-up's really good for Pogue.
And so it's a battle of strategists, Vicky, right? One team's going to have the Loki, the other the Mantis, and one, obviously with FlyQuest, Mantis being such a great way to enable who's been popping off for them. FlyQuest, you know, going to lean on Tuzi and
We'll see, because that first game was pretty quick as well.
Shock was forced to ban out the Loki to prevent also the team up, right? Then you have the other side of like, okay, well then they're gonna try to bait and punish you, and they're gonna force out the Mantis ban from the other side. The moment I saw that Loki protect, it's kind of forced out as well from the other side. So now we get to see the mind games play out before this possible final game plays out for the series.
Yeah, try to slow down someone like Velocity as much as you can. But here we go, guys. Will NRG Shock lose 2 in a row?
All right, last match of the day. Are we going to see something that's not a 2-0?
Vicky, here we go.
All right, buddy. I want this to be a tight game because that last one was
I do.
Shellacking.
I want this to be a tight game as well.
Locked in and looking clean, and we can already see Tuzi.
All right, so we got Zelos and Luna on the White Fox Luna team up, and we got the Black Cat with the White Fox team up.
We're gonna see a lot of weird picks, including potentially Punisher here from Chime.
We got CND, Loki.
Against Loki, those clones work as
all right, we'll see.
double-edged sword here, but let's see how they get to hold onto this defense. Remember, no BRB when the rockets are banned from both sides. Hoodie starting things off on the Cloak and Dagger here, so you'll have that God of Mischief trying to get that Eternal Bond just as quickly.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Hoodie has been rocking more Cloak and Dagger in these matchups than we've seen in this region. Obviously coming in for the team as a new pickup in the strat line has looked really good recently. Obviously not as much in domination the last match. Chime, trying to take some space here. Just going to try to peel a little bit onto the...
Get the Venom out of here. Oh, he got frozen from downtown.
And then we have the Dino v Dino violence, as Dogman loves to say. The isolation off the group walls, but still the number of advantages goes in favor for FlyQuest and the way that they're holding on to this defense. Look at the way that both Cart and Techie are playing so aggressive in the face of the energy spawn room gates.
This is good positioning, and velocity on that Luna is a lot of KO pressure too, right? We talked about the strength of Luna in this meta. Those who play well are absolute demons on the damage from while still providing that healing. Clap cooldown being huge.
Pickle, chill. Does NRG stand for not really good?
So we're gonna see Cart still owning the space. Stinker's gonna find two though, and both strategists. That is massive. Melio,
bro, I can't.
Falls to Techie. The trade comes through, but I do think the win in terms of trade is on NRG's favor for now. Yes, as Melio and Tuzi fall.
Sorry, I was getting screenshot.
Gonna be forcing them into the final straight of point 1.
And Techie taking a bit of that bleed damage together with Cart before they both back away right on cue to allow the rest of the backline for FlyQuest to regroup together.
Okay, Energy's making some moves forward. They're getting further than some other teams earlier today. Let's see, Windows going in right now. They're diving in.
To having that feast of the abyss, while Velocity and Zelos together play patty cake, and Stinkers already baiting out that teleport means that Zelos could be an easy target. Velocity was also forced to burn up having that freeze.
Dude, they got Star-Lord all the way back here.
Is able to find window. Numbers up once more for
Is he able to get the kill on Venom?
Melio cleans up Aztec. Tuzi gonna find Stinkers. Numbers are falling here for NRG. They're gonna drop back.
Dude, they're backing all the way up again.
The feast there is gonna be a downside. Tuzi cleans up Hoodie.
Bro, they were almost pushed all the way to capping first point or first checkpoint. And literally backed them all the way up to spawn again.
Who gets more value will be determined in the moment.
It's the fact that Cart also had just a way better Feast of the Abyss, whereas Window really had no follow-up potential too. The backline was split up. And now, seeing Energy, they do have Hoodie and the Kumio Unleash. Aztec very close to that, but they don't have
FlyQuest is using the ult
to deal with the Galactic Legend here, and they're gonna hold on to it, just try to kite away instead, while Hoodie is still able to find Techie.
Dude, FlyQuest is just running this right now.
As 2C now backing away, looking at the way that Energy now had to play more passively, and now
Chime's trying to check the back line, but dude, they're literally just so far back.
Win there for Energy and that particular trade. 2C not getting a ton of value there. Melio gonna start off now with the calling cards, chasing whoever he can find. Aztec's dance floor is there, but not for long. It's gone now. Modern gonna commit with a rampage. Hoodie out with the Kumiho Unleash. Everybody pressing Q as Chime starts off here with the Galactic Legend, but nobody's
let's see.
the dance floors. Everybody's just moving.
Dude, nobody's dying. There we go. NRG finally gets a couple picks.
Everyone goes down, and NRG are gonna find point 1.
They've cleared up the shop. FlyQuest no more.
Dude, for real.
Nice ace comes out from Energy in a complete wipe. I was gonna say, Shib.
Dude, they literally used so many.
With the fate of both worlds being right there.
They committed so many ults right there. I think what, 5 ults?
They finally took him down.
4 or 5 ults right there,
all on the back there, or the fact that they forced
just to push that 1 point.
That much value. Everyone just kind of kited it and did not.
It's like great.
Really smart play there from NRG, coming back in and just matching it right back as Window finds velocity now. Again, the defense retake. Card falls to the side of Hoodie.
All right, come on, NRG. Let's start pushing.
Also delaying having that fate of both worlds too. Once you are finding that.
Looks like a 3-year-old soccer game.
Window was prowling about. They're looking to dive in.
Nah, you should have seen the match before this.
The way that Chime off angle together with Stinkers and Window. Once you see
Swamp Game 2 literally held for like the 4 minutes of the match, instantly portaled the point and won in 20 seconds flat. Like, it was actually insane.
Can't find anyone besides just dealing damage as... What a freeze there, Stinkers. Just keeping on the pressure. Team's just essentially resetting right now as no one has fallen quite yet.
Come on, Energy. I need you to push a little bit.
The defense ready to have an answer, but there is no dance floor for 2% more. Psych, I lied. Aztec's prepared.
Galactic Legend is on the side of 2C once again, but a lot of pressure now coming in. This Black Cat a problem. The backline needs some help.
Black Cat, come on. Come on, Stinkers. Get out of there.
They're chomping them away. But
there we go. Stinkers got the pick.
Running away with finding even more picks. The distraction works in favor for NRG. And you see Techie saying,
Energy's able to push up. Let's see if they can get this hold right here. They have a minute 15 left on point. They're pushing everybody to the spawn room. Literally, if they can hold right here, they got it. Oh, good job.
Notice the patience before popping Q. Windows able to find cart numbers up again for NRG, trying to get point 2, but alt advantage going to be in favor of Fly here. They have the cards and the Galactic Legend. Will they commit? The cards go out here from Elio.
Oh, Chime got out with help.
Going to use the Stinkers with the cards back. Hoodie finds one. Stinkers. Madara gets 2.
NRG gets 4 out here.
Even down alts make it work out, and they might get point 2 right now as the stall gets canceled. Goodbye.
Oh, Black Cat's actually ulting right now.
Everybody was eating at the buffet right there, Shib. Window opened the doors as now everybody was able to take a pick out of FlyQuest, following up from a huge ante, unleashing all of the Qs here for
They portaled back. That's good.
And now FlyQuest coming back are still holding on to the Galactic Legend. You have a lot more verticality working into this, but Stinkers is holding off any opposition. I'm surprised with the portal play. They're trying to desperately hold NRG, and they were ready, wiping out FlyQuest and their attempt.
Dude, Chime's going in for the angles right now.
This map right now, they have locked
We might actually see a 3 push, like a 3 full points for Convoy.
It's looking like they can
we haven't seen that yet.
Trying to get point 3, very difficult to find all 3 points on this map on the museum, as now you essentially have to stay on top of the strange floaty. The commitment now from Chime on the high side with the Galactic Legend looking for one. Great movement there to escape in that moment. Card holding on to cooldowns to stay healthy, and this team has played incredibly smart here, staying indoors.
They're all inside.
Essentially kiting the entire thing as it's answered right back, this time from Tuzi.
And with Velocity getting Stinkers, that's the biggest threat that has been harassing this backline now. But everybody, once again, kiting away Menace the Vanguards, who are out in the line of sight of 2C. But now they've isolated
Luna about to go down.
Nowhere to run.
Yep, Techie got Luna.
Here, and it's a force
that's one healer down. That's 2 healers down. NRG needs to unfortunately back up.
Yeah, I mean, but either way, still a huge push here for NRG. It's all about just extra meters at this point. It's not necessarily that you need all 3 points. It's going to get dicey. Final fight territory here. See, Hoodie has ultimate available with the Kamiho Unleashed. Velocity close. Techie going to be there in this fight. Cart has it as well. Aztec going to be close as we see Window and Stinkers. There is going to be a ton of Qs pop. But it's all about the early picks. If they can cancel something, if they can shut somebody down before they press Q, that could be game winning here. As there's the commitment of the Feast of the Abyss. The teleport comes out now from the back line, staying healthy, and both have built ult now into Cart, who no longer has Feast.
Oh, bro got out with 17 HP.
The fact that he stayed alive once again, I don't know, he keeps doing it, but you had the snowflake, you saw the charm, you saw the freeze, everything as Window now tries to get the same outcome, but nothing landing from the ante. You have the rampage that you activate here from Techie, but
okay, here we go. Aztec dropped the dance floor.
Pop that button first. Here, waiting for Stinkers as you have the calling card, sending an invite in the mail. Velocity was ready with the fate of both roads that they were holding on to. Kumion is also on their horizon.
They stopped Melio's ultimate right there.
Taking out first the moment he uses the extermination.
Yeah, great cancel there. Hoodie going to be the last one to press Q. Zelos, I guess, gets into the last moment as Tuzi now commits with the Galactic Legend. Chime tries to escape, but you can't escape an auto lock. Techie going to find Window, and this could be it on the defense. Fly have bounced right back and are holding before point 3. OT ticking down. Aztec trying to portal. It's now in. The stall's still there. OT not ticking down. Someone is on Cart. It looks like Fly's dropping back. Aztec able to find Techie. Melio on to Stinkers. Numbers still in Fly's favor unless Tuzi goes down here.
Dude.
Escape with the drone. Melio doing a great job staying up in this position and almost finds another pick.
Yeah, wow. Dude, it's always unfortunate when you die that low.
But they're losing numbers right now. Remember, they tried a doctor.
Look at the overtime right now.
That actually is causing them to trickle in. No portal on FlyQuest at the moment, but you have the rampage. You unleash it here, and NRG are holding back. No sustain after Window made the swap over to Jeff, but nobody from NRG are on the floaty. The pressure was too much. They don't get it to the finish line, but Shib.
I can't tell if they C9 that or not, but that was one hell of a push. That is literally the best that is the best push that we have actually seen today on this map. Most of the time they don't even get past like the first like little, they don't even get to the little bridge.
Not on point is all it takes sometimes, as that was it. But yeah, like you're saying, incredible push still from NRG, who have definitely locked in since map 1.
I mean, looking at the stats across the board, too, having the White Fox and Luna team up comes in clutch. We did see some swap-ups at the very end, just in case for NRG could try to get onto that point even faster when we saw the Jeff before, after they already used up the portal. But it also makes you wonder, you know, was that Doctor Strange portal worth it here?
All right, they're going full dive right now.
After they got that second checkpoint. And even looking at
Melia pulled out the Daredevil. And Tuesday's staying on, what is it called? Star-Lord. We got Star-Lord and Black Cat again. Dude, honestly,
this is gonna be
we might
strong defense here.
We might see some good defense. If they get run over though, first point, then it's gonna be pretty quick. That FlyQuest will run it down.
An intense one. I can see these teams locking into each other's capabilities. They're starting to look strong again.
The thing is, if FlyQuest is able to push through first point within like less than a minute, then we might see a roll here.
And now we are seeing a real battle of titans, and this is the game we wanted to see.
Completely different look here with the way that both of these teams have really started to level up as more time has gone by and more series have passed us here in the second week of stages. Window taking a huge chunk of that damage. It's going to be Tusi who's just trying to farm for that Galactic Legend.
Jeff,
falling incredibly low,
and then Spider-Man. Jeff number 1, Spider-Man number 2.
Energy. The harassment continues as you see Window already pop that armor. The bubble preventing him from getting healed, and the isolation as they find him in the next bit.
Melio now setting up, trying to prep with the Daredevil. Incredibly strong on this hero, starting to look more like himself from what we saw last year. Locking in intensely, is now walking forward as Techie, trying to find some sort of pull early on here.
Deadpool's like hit or miss for me. I don't mind him in a lot of games.
Says, I am Peter Quill. It is not you. And Melio's able to find Stinkers marking there with the Daredevil.
All right, so Black Hat down, both DPS down for NRG. This might be the push right here.
Was attempted from Window before he gets burned out at the hands of Cart and Tusi. I like the way that we're currently seeing Techie take up that space with the dome. They see 3 members here on the other side of the wall for NRG, but they're going to prevent them from trying to go in. It's going to be whoever gets that bleed damage, that grab first, the isolation that nobody wants to be on the other end of from Techie.
Yeah, and Portal, you can see through wall there, trying to flank into the back line. Elio still doing a good job marking, looking for Hoodie now, who does have some answers, as the Fox is actually one of the few strategists that can just go toe-to-toe in melee form with Daredevil after full combination. But look at this already, the push through here from Fly with so much time on.
Yeah, still almost 5 minutes. That's what I was saying. If FlyQuest can get through this relatively easy for first point,
even more important too is that
they can easily pull this out and win.
That point, so now they can clear up so much of this space. When it can get difficult in trying to take the second checkpoint, especially if you find yourself getting held by that ramp. They're calling out Stinkers, who's trying to prowl about. The Galactic Legend now active from both sides. It's going to be Velocity, though, that has a fit of both.
Tuzi's literally chasing him.
To get into a very aggressive situation.
Okay, they got one. They got Luna Snow back to spawn.
Yeah, Tuzi trying to deal some damage there. A nice cleanup from the side.
Forced out the Kumio.
Take out backline. Goodbye, Aztec, who's very close to ultimate as well. Out goes the Fox, becoming unleashed. The cards are out now for Stinkers. Stinkers is able to find one, collecting one. Do we see more? Gotta collect them all here. No. Likes to drop backward as the Let the Devil Out gets committed. Looking for Stinkers now on the chase. The trade is back and forth, still holding on. How are you still healthy? I don't know. As Window now gonna commit with the Hulk. Trying to find something, not able to do so. These ults aren't getting much value.
Not here, and it also prompted Zealous who had to utilize that Kumio.
I mean, that's legitimately Deadpool's loop. Once he's maxed out, is just spamming abilities because everything's on cooldown and everything has a reset.
Both worlds. Aztec though does have it here as they weren't able to have it to match it. The Rampage now unleashed from Techie. Here's a dance up from Aztec to keep everybody up, forcing Techie just to back away. But Tusi,
I mean, yes and no. It depends on like which character is like on the preview.
Through that Dino health pool, and a big anti-follow-up too, as Cart was able to get the Feast of the Abyss onto 2 members. Susie was able to get the follow-up, but Melio is also getting marked so much by this bleed.
Chime now going to find Tusi to make that trade happen once more for NRG in their favor. Cart.
My thing is like watching the Venoms play, Jake. I'm like, dude, how do they just continuously keep going in even with like 200 health? Like, how are they diving back in with 200 health? Oh,
I'm capped now and changes that up. Of course, Caster Curson right outside the spawn door now. Going to try to apply some pressure to that backline. Chime going to start up here with the Galactic Legend.
I mean, so far NRG's killed about 2 minutes off of whatever. No, Kingsman is not on an Ignite team.
Holding Tusi back at the spawn door.
Was that to keep you on your
Yeah,
toes,
dude, the thing
Shib?
is like, I'm
Just
scared to do
trying
it with
back
400
away
and not
to
having
Velocity.
cooldowns.
Zelos
I watched that
getting
Venom, he
more
literally
positions
dove
to find
back
another card
in
here, and that's actually
with
a huge
200
move. Just trying to get
HP
out
and
from
like
the
no
position.
cooldowns.
Window gets put into that Bruce Banner
Just
trap,
to
and now
go,
it's gonna be the oppression from FlyQuest just to
poke
try
'em.
to dance off and clear up more of that space. But Stinkers is just running away with this.
Yeah, it's good.
Who is that? That's FlyQuest. Yeah, they're backing up, dude. This might be, they might be able to pull this off right here.
Huge ultimate here. The touch needs to come through. NRG, no portal play yet.
Window switch to Captain America, so they're both going Cap.
But at the moment, I don't think it even happens. No, nobody is able to get to this point. Install it for a moment. They're going to complete
3 minutes, dude. So I mean, I think FlyQuest takes it here.
Absolutely doable task.
Dude, Tuesday chase.
Back to the spawn door you go.
That's a huge stagger out here too, and even though they do have that Camille Unleash as well, that's a
Mark, thank you for the resub, brother.
I mean, Energy, they look great in terms of the
Thank you for coming in for the little bit over here.
We saw early on from FlyQuest this time around.
Mohawk Marco has been a moderator for 6 months.
Over to the Ultron to play off of the verticality that this third checkpoint has.
Let's go, Mark.
Yeah, they didn't even need the portal because they just elected to drop back to the point early on. Sometimes you'll see teams portal here to try to fight early. It looks like they still got there just with natural movement. Ton of cooldowns are committed. Zettle's going to go in now. With
Everybody fighting on the side.
No. Ultron's rage out there from Melio now with the switch as Techie's able to take out Window. Doing a good job marking Cap, but pays for it. Melio is now going to pay the price. Cart finds Hoodie. Trade back. Stinkers takes out Velocity. And what do you know? Blue again. Tuesday on to Stinkers.
Pinned by Mohawk Marco.
Battle here. Back and forth.
Dude, see, I think right here, I think if FlyQuest keeps pushing them back, like, they got it.
With the freedom charge shoot a match on Window, but Core was literally one shot, brings everybody back to health, painting the path for the rest of FlyQuest. But the stall on the point has allowed NRG to.
How my boys doing tonight?
FlyQuest, they're already still have 2 minutes and counting here, down to less than 2 minutes now on the clock. While they utilize the rampage from Techie, they clear up even more space together with Velocity in the clap.
Yeah, like I honestly think FlyQuest gets this.
There. Another number up for Fly, who are winning.
I don't think NRG can take it.
To get to this point. Don't have much longer to go. 1:40 on the clock. Confidence still here for Fly. Ult's going to be available for Velocity and Tuesday in this next fight where Chime
Cheers,
will be
Pickle.
the only answer. Can Chime pull this off into a pocketed Tuesday? Let's find out in a moment. Flake's going to be there. Drone's going to be there. Damage boost is out too at the moment. And Chime pays for it as Tuesday comes out on top of the pocket. Velocity on a window.
Even with the Dino Shield.
As they're going to need a portal likely to get the team back. Tuesday finds Monera. Stinkers trades with Velocity. Techie onto Stinkers. And Fly might be able to do this now.
Fly does. They're opening a portal. They're opening a portal, but they're all stacking. Come on, FlyQuest. Dinosaur comes through.
Between the rubber ducky, they're trying to play for some natural cover, but the rest of
they got Chime.
Wow. The opening of this port, one by one as they fall. No Vanguard Sheriff left minus Window and Hoodie, making the desperate swap over to the Adam Warlock. But Shib with the ultimate right now, FlyQuest have everything in their pockets to take.
Dude, right here, FlyQuest wins with the damage boost right here. They're hunting everybody.
This could be an insane comeback if Stinkers is able to make this work. Calling card goes out, doesn't work. Chime at like 2 HP, pays for it. Melio gets that pick, protecting the.
I did hydrate, Pickle.
And folks, that is another insane pick as Hoodie falls. A triple now for Melio in the sky with this Ultron. Techie cleans up.
Drank my entire thing.
But not for long. That is going to do it. FlyQuest take this home.
FlyQuest literally took it in a 2-0 fashion.
To keep the stall, but the numbers of time was in FlyQuest's favor. The ultimate economy as FlyQuest, they finally
Mark, give me a minute.
They've come so close. They've been able to rack up so much synergy, and it was a matter of time for them to take that match as we bring back Cozy. Another 2-0 to end the day, Cozy.
Hey, it's the Fly special, you know, just start off a little slow and then really coming into form and getting a huge win. Obviously going against 100 Thieves and Swamp Gaming, they started to look more like themselves, Shib, with each of these matches now coming fully in the picture. And dude, can I just say this? We got to put some way more respect on Tuesday. And like, this guy, every single hit from those element guns is just headshots. Like, no matter where he's going as the Star-Lord. And then you go up to, what, Cap with 3 strats? Forget that noise, man. That's a tough defensive comp. And they did that, in my opinion, Shib, to slow down and Vicky the Black Hat, because Stinkers was really the only thing that was clicking on that side.
Yeah, and they used that Ultron too to counter. Essentially, they saw Black Cat making the dive, and they would just hard focus whoever was being dove by Cat with the ultimate Rage of Ultron, keep them healthy. Make sure you rotate those drones to backline when that all gets called out, and it really worked. I think that's the first time we've seen, at least in a few matches here, Ultron look that clean, especially at the end. So much value, it's hard to even describe. So really good switch.
And well, you could do that with Tuesday, right? Like if he's going to be able to put out that kind of damage, you could then swap over and have less of that and more of that sustained build, if you will, because Stinkers was kind of the thing that was working for that team. But I mean, Vic, you said at the beginning of the team introductions, got to give some shout outs too to the way that Techie and Cart has really adjusted into this team, because for me, that was the standout and some of the missing puzzle pieces in the matchup and comfortability, if you will, especially coming in as two, not only not together playing together, but new in the team, and they shined.
And the flexibility, right? And trying to slot into those Vanguard rules and trying to make sure that they can help enable the backline if you see that Stinkers was a problem here too, and trying to help for the peel. But you mentioned it before, headshot after headshot, man. Tusi was lethal. He went down 7 times. Look at the damage output here too on the Star-Lord, even without a rocket on board. It's the fact that you were able to put in so much pressure and split more focus away from the backline.
And now, Ship, what is so massive for this team is ahead of them now. They have Sentinels and they have Nightmare, right? And so that's definitely going to be able to be a bit more of a easier time because, again, Energy Shot, because they lost 100 Thieves, it opens up that slot to punch your ticket to the playoffs.
Yeah, they needed this momentum. I think this is a good start for them. Like you're saying, I think their next matchups, odds are in their favor, at least at the current moment. We talked about Tuesday performing. I think we got to make sure we also shout out the fact that the pocket was very real. That drone, that flake, every time ult was committed was a huge advantage. Velocity all over that as well in the backline, finding 6 finals. This team was just locked. I mean, Techie was 17, dude. That's insane to me in the Vanguard front line when there's so much movement on that team. Really solid play from Techie as well.
Dude, Techie was almost like the main core reason why they were able to slow down that last push that NRG was trying to get, and ultimately
for the record,
C9ing, if you will, like all backing out from
I didn't hydrate the wrong liquid. Pickle redeemed to hydrate, so I drank my water as I was supposed to.
And, big props too, because to go from what
and then Mark, since I literally don't have any other like twisted teas or anything like that,
and talk about just a huge
we are doing one shot. Jake redeemed a shot too.
But we said that we thought
so sorry, boys.
Lean into the
this is for both of y'all.
In particular, and that is really the main thing they needed to shut down.
Yeah, and with Melio making the swap over to the Ultron, which we did see the attempt when the sides were flipped and they were trying to hold a defensive side, but in that third checkpoint, you have so much verticality that you could play off of the natural cover.
Jake, I do not have enough.
Building roof sides as well as a balcony, and they were able to acknowledge that and also not only hold it down, but get that Ultron ultimate completely online for that final fight to negate the calling card ult from the Black Cat.
And for sure, one chip on
I switched to my mod settings.
What I want to point out is I think Venom is such a good compliment to Devil Dinosaur. And
I don't have money, Mark.
Being on something he loves to play. Obviously, we know for the Hulk, but he does play a great Venom as well. Then go to the Cap. I mean, he flexed the Hulk for all of 1 second.
Yeah, I just think it's like it's not necessarily the same play style with the brawly dive stuff, but it's more so your engagement timing is very similar on all those heroes. Yeah. If you have a good understanding of when to go after the backline and enable your
Jake, we are refunding your drink.
And especially going from that, and that's why
we are refunding your take a shot. We're doing it for Mark. Dude, I am not no top streamer.
That's when he went to the Captain America, which I thought was an interesting choice. Obviously, Cap.
There is a reason why I still work a day job, Jake.
Right, because of having such a tough, essentially strategist, if you will, right? But guys, we've got our interview, and it is Velocity. And I've got to say, Velocity is one we always love having on here. It's been a minute since we've been able to say hello, and there he is. What's up, King? Good to have you here. How you feeling after that win?
Hello. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty nice. A lot at stake for this game, so it was very, very nice to win it in 2.
Yeah. Listen, I said that going in. I mean, if you look at the bracket, who you've gone up against, who you're going up against, and really where NRG sits, this felt like really a must-win. And to come out there like you did after what I agree on, I think you guys played very well against Swamp, right? Like, what was the team mental? Like, hey, we were right there, didn't get the job done. I know it shows 0-2 in our, standings, but we know what we're made of. How did you guys reset and reload for what's ahead?
We're kind of like enough losing. I think to start winning, you got to know how to lose, honestly. So, I think it's good to get a few reps with the new team. I mean, it's 3 new players. It's fully new environment for me, for Cart as well, and for Techie, sorry. So all of us, like, brand new environment, right? So getting these reps in for officials, I think, is very nice. Would have been really nice to be on the other side, the other group, because reps might have been a bit easier. But
Bro, what does an
either
R8
way,
even look
we're
like?
gonna
Hold
hopefully
up.
come out and still make playoffs, and then hopefully beat everyone.
Jake, I don't even know if I fit in an R8.
Just kind of following up what you're saying, you guys have just looked better and better. Today, you guys looked incredibly dominant out there. I mean, it looked like you guys came back with a vengeance. Like you said, there's a lot on the line here for you guys. You needed to get this win to, you know, essentially move forward, right? That's the idea. What was it you have worked on as a unit that has gotten you to this point?
We started out just playing as just people, like no structure, just kind of seeing if it would gel together. And first week was pretty strong. We were winning against pretty much every team besides maybe 1 or 2. And then after that kind of honeymoon phase, it got a little bit harder. So then we kind of had to start bringing in some structure, more consistency for the team. And I think that's kind of what we're starting to get now. We're starting to get very consistent. We're starting to get a little bit better. Our alt tracking's more consistent. Alt planning's more consistent. Pathing, fight plans, all that stuff. It's just like clicking a little bit more passion as well. So it's all coming together, I think, which is really nice, because in terms of scrim bucks, we normally do quite well. So yeah.
Awesome, man. Great answer. And it's good to see you again, buddy.
Yeah, good to see you.
Hi, Velocity. Once again, congratulations, man. It's so nice to be able to talk to you again, and I know it probably feels really nice to beat your former team, and makes you wonder, you know, like, what the back line is looking like when it comes to going into Season 8. I see you. But now looking ahead, right? You guys are now going to be facing off against Sentinels for week number 3, and after your performance already against NRG, you guys are on fire. So can you talk a little bit about, without revealing too much, your preparation going into now those next 2 series that you have? Nightmare, you know, not...
Dude, Sentinels and FlyQuest is actually going to be a good game. I hope that is not a 2-0.
The lack of points that you guys have after taking at least this series.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to beat the former team. It's nothing but love, though, for all those guys. They're all great. They just wanted to explore other options, and when they were like, we're trialing your role, I was like, okay, I'm going to probably go elsewhere then. So that's just how it happened. They're all still great guys, but yeah. Anyways, against Sentinels, I think we're probably banning Iron Man first.
No, don't ban the Iron Man.
I'm sad he never whipped it out in Atlanta when he was on my team, but that's okay. But yeah, against Sentinels, it's just the same kind of thing. If we play our game, we should win, hopefully. I feel confident in my team, so it's just going to be who shows up on the day, I think, and if we ban Iron Man, of course.
Hey, listen, man, all I can say is, yeah, it's sweet for you to win this one for the team, but obviously, yeah, I mean, after we found a little bit of the tea there on how it all went down, it's got to feel good for you, obviously, just scooping up the win and showing why, you know, you're a great sign. And I think a really good fit for Fly, because going into preseason needed a little bit more structure, I think, there as kind of shot calling and leading, you know, behind the scenes. At this point, you just said it right. Amazing was the next teammate. You've been, you know, listen, you've had a lot of great teammates, and with all the work you put in, that goes to your advantage to know how some of these guys like to play. Hey, it's nice having you here on the interview chair. All right, we'd like to see more of it. Now we got one in the column. And
yo, Jake, chill.
Lose first, you know, got to get a couple losses in you, man, and it's good to have you on the winning side.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. It was fun to talk again, and yeah, have a good one.
You too.
You too, buddy.
Appreciate you. Well, I will say, Vicky, Ship, this might be... We have a lot of drama in the America scene. This is gotta be like the chillest day. Like, it's just 2 O's across the board. I mean, just everybody handling business. I mean, I think you could say that there was some upsets, if you will. Some people thought Shock was gonna win. Obviously, yeah, we lost losing. You had that as well, Shib. One big takeaway, as you were one that went through the full day, and then we'll go to Vic.
I think today was a day of differences. Like, teams just really showed up today, and some teams just did not show up. I think teams need to do their homework. They need to lock in, sometimes on the ban phase, but outside of that, lock in as a unit and find a way to make this meta work. We're seeing teams find cheese comps that are working. I think we need to see every team find some sort of solution for the meta.
Well, hey, let's take a look at our updated group standings after what was the 2-0 Fest. And again, Vicky, taking a look, Group A, Group
Dude,
B,
I'm actually sad. Yeah, we lost, fellow.
Like was saying right there, it would have been nice to kind of try out things out against some of those teams. But this is where things look, and I think, hey, listen, if today was boring, fine, but it did shake up a lot of where this mess is in the middle.
Yeah, because
Dude, I feel for Equinox and Nightmare, dude. 0-3, 0-3. TSM was 0-2.
So that way you could prevent any sort of
I was kind of surprised Stig Drift beat Yeah We Lost. I expected that to be like a 2-0 on the side of Yeah We Lost.
But it's that middle of the pack of chaos, Cozy, that you keep bringing up that is always just.
But like low key, whenever we get to like playoffs, I'd be really interested to see how Liquid Citadel and Swamp kind of pair up with each other.
Allow us to see more of these game threes to play out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think
because right now, dude, if Shock and FlyQuest end up beating 100 Thieves or Sentinels, it ends up.
Much more close, right? Like almost any given matchup.
It ends up as a 4-way tie for second.
Expectations, right? But that can only sometimes create disappointment, right? In people circling your name on that calendar. But if you're in that middle of the pack, like
I do love this though. I love Sentinels, 100 Thieves up at the top.
So close to going into week 3. We got one more day this week. And then it is only those top 4 from each group.
What does tomorrow look like?
What's your gut tell you as we see our
dude, I feel like that's gonna.
Who do you think is gonna win tomorrow? What do you like?
Bro, I feel so bad for this schedule.
It's got to be SSG. They've looked so good together.
Jake, chill.
It's up for debate, but I think Stick Drift. And, you know, on the spot.
I feel bad because I think it's going to be a straight 2-0 fest again. SSG's going to 2-0 TSM. They've been struggling a lot. Steak Drift has gone to 2-0 Equinox
is going to be a banger. I mean, even
dude, Equinox has been struggling so bad. Nightmare's been struggling so bad. I think it'll legitimately be a 2-0 fest tomorrow.
For Equinox, you want to make sure that you could come out from having to play the hardest team in the region and losing in that 2-0 fashion, and now trying to find your opportunity to get a stepping stone because they desperately need it on the same situation on where Nightmare is, except Equinox weren't able to.
I'm not rich, Jake.
But they want to be able to secure themselves in that top 4.
Yeah, for sure. I would say Stick Drift, after getting the win today, I mean, wow, this could really start, pushing you towards that second seed slot, which is, gonna matter that much more during the playoffs in general. So it's, been fun to see how these teams are adjusting. We do have our last day to close out the week tomorrow. And, we're getting a lot of answers, I think, of this meta. But one thing about Rivals is there's just constant change, and people are going to continue to kind of figure out, adapt, and learn. Next week too. I mean, you know what? Listen, maybe today was a bit quick shit, but I think they're writing the fire script because next week is like full of must-win, like big matchups.
Yeah, which is great for me. I'm off tomorrow, and I'm gonna be missing it already, right? I'm looking forward to seeing next week myself. I'm having so much fun doing this. I think just kind of following up on what you're saying. This looks very different in the preseason, but I think what it's really showing us is which teams are adaptable right now, which are the most adaptable to this new meta and able to find a solution quickly, which is what you need to have in this level of play in the MRI. So yeah, I mean, what a day, but I'm looking forward to more.
This is my only day this week too. I'm gonna miss, honestly. I love having us 3 together. It is just as much hype as you can have. We were like desperate. We were like begging for a game 3. You know what, Vic? Anything you want to say to close up today?
The fact that we're now going to be able to see a lot of these teams scrambling, right? How much of the pick and ban phase is going to be a bait and punish for more of these teams to rely on, especially since a lot of these teams, as Shib he has mentioned so many times, a lot of these teams still haven't been able to really figure out what works best for them, and time is of the essence.
What do you mean, Sag? Oh, SSG? Yeah, no, SSG is one of those orgs that has been really trying to pull into a lot of the games and like expand. So I'm glad because they are a very fan favorite organization no matter where they go.
All the viewers out there, we appreciate you guys. Have a great night and happy rivaling.
Remember the dusk, the lights gripping tightly, trapping all those fighting souls, but yet across the world I see you standing in my way. And remember the time, the place we used to fight, like the sun and moon, and I wonder if ever there was a time that we were friends. The night has fallen, shadows looming, and yes, that time has come for me.
The thing is like, they're also one of those orgs that, like, unless they have like a top tier team, they don't actually get involved in a lot of stuff. Okay, now that Ignite is done, we are actually just going to play Rivals for a bit. We got plenty of people in here. We got plenty of people watching still, so makes sense. We're going to go show off the new Doom Match map. The map that got added, 2 days ago? In case people haven't seen it. And then we're going to try to Lord White Fox potentially tonight. I have been trying for probably like a week now just to go ahead and finish off White Fox. And I think we're like at level 17 out of 20. So I think tonight we are going to attempt to Lord White Fox and go from there. I don't know if we're going to play comp. A couple of friends have come in here and said that comp is an absolute mess right now. So if anyone's trying to come through and play, join the Discord and let me know. Because honestly, I'm kind of just chilling. Honestly though, I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect that many 2-0s across the board. We do need to do some editing tonight, so depending on how Rivals goes, we might call it when we actually decide to go get dinner. Just because. Nah, you're good, Pickle. Most of the time, like I just end up playing by myself or with like 1 or 2 people, like 1 or 2 friends. But I'm gonna go into the Doom match, show off that map because I've played it 1 time so far. But yeah, I want to get White Fox Lord hopefully tonight. We're 3 levels off. By the time we get through like a lot of these matches, I'm at like 72 a match. So hopefully within the next like 3 hours, I should be able to get White Fox Lord. But like I said, at some point I am gonna go get dinner. At some point, I am gonna take a break, and that's probably when I'll end stream. Because I also do need to edit some stuff tonight, and I don't want to be up till 3, 4 in the morning. I was literally up till 7 a.m. last night because I crashed so hard when I came back from work that I slept till 1 a.m. And then I was like, well, I guess we're not doing anything now. Also, why is my Rivals not loading? Did it like stop? Yeah, dude, my Rivals isn't running right now. It literally keeps running and then stopping. No, you're good, Pickle. I think my hard drive's having another error where it's like trying to load, but then it can't because my PC just doesn't want to load. So honestly, if this doesn't load, I might have to end stream and restart my computer and then restart stream again. Oh, there we go. It's loading. I don't know what was happening there, but it's loading. Hopefully. We're staring at a black screen right now. Oh, I know y'all hear it. Dude, I can't wait for Cyclops to be in the game here in like 2 weeks. Okay, Doom Match Alchemax headquarters. Let's go. Let's see what this looks like. Bro, is it glitching? There we go. My audio cut out now. Dude, Rivals is glitching for me so bad. I might have to reset my computer.
Starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I may be from Earth, but every planet's under my protection.
Yeah, look at that. Like, I don't know what's going on with my game. I don't have any audio right now.
You've got one job. Take down as many enemies as you can.
Happy. Oh, thought you had me.
Bro, I'm literally shooting, but like I'm not shooting. Like none of my audio cues are working right now.
Genuine certified Star-Lord. And you're looking at him.
What is happening?
Oh, did you see that?
Bro. I don't know what's up with the audio issues right now. Bro. At least I'm not losing to a torch. Bro, I literally just changed characters.
Behold the god of thunder!
Oh, sweet moves, right? I was looking for one of these.
Bro, I don't know where anybody went.
Oh boy, here they come. Oh, sweet moves, right? Release the claw! Oh, thought you had me.
Why are you running?
The other team needs to eliminate 6 more players.
Or come on.
Moves, right? Oh boy, here they come. Fantastic!
This is the most I've explored of this map. I don't even know where I'm at in regards to anything.
The other team needs to eliminate 5 more players.
Oh, did you see that? I totally rocked that. I was looking for one of these. Oh, sweet moves, right?
The other team needs to eliminate 4 more players.
Bro, who got me? The Daredevil? Hey, at least I've gotten up, dude. I was almost dead last in this.
Star-Lord. Oh, sweet moves, right? I totally rocked that. Oh boy, here they come. Oh, sweet moves, right?
Behold the god of thunder!
The other team needs to eliminate 2
I'm 2 from being in the top 2. Got him. Who won? Oh, one of the Fantastics. Dude, so Maggie, I might have to reset my computer because my PC is doing that thing where like nothing's loading in. It took like 3 times for Rivals to even like open. So I'm like kind of worried because I had no audio or anything for a little bit, which is fine, but we'll at least stream for a little bit longer. Dude, I actually felt bad for that Johnny. I hunted him every single time. Yeah, see, look, my audio completely cut out again. I literally queued and I lost all audio. Yeah, and like, look at this. Like, dude, something is going on between my internet and this game. Like, there is a definite mismatch here. But, you know what? We'll end it here because we're about to hit 3 hours on the stream. And, like, honestly, I appreciate everybody that came in and watched with me. It's one of those things that, like, I know, what is it called? I know sometimes watch partying stuff, I'm just really quiet, but, like, I'd rather watch this stuff with y'all because I learn a lot. There's a lot of stuff that, like, I can pick up. Yeah, see, look at this. Y'all can't even see this, but, like, I'm trying to look at my heroes. I have no audio right now, and, like, my heroes aren't even loading. And, like, I don't have shaders to load. I don't got nothing. But, like, I do learn a lot by watching Ignite. Whether or not that'll translate to my gameplay, we'll see. But I did learn a lot about, like, how these things are being played. But like I said, tonight we're going to attempt to lord White Fox. If we can show her off for a second. We are literally level 17-ish. We are 1 point off of 17. And then from there, it is a straight up sprint to 20. Because we have, how much proficiency is that? Like a little over 1,300 to get. I have done that in a night. I think. Because 480 is 960. It's like 12, like 1340 or something. We can do this. We literally just have so many of these challenges to do that in like 1 or 2 games, literally this is 72 points right here. We do that, what is it, like 5 times in like an hour, and that's basically a level. Like I'm almost there. This is one of those times where like every time I get to Centurion on someone, I just end up being like, all right, we're going to sprint to the end. We're going to hit this Lord, and then we can move on. Because, like, honestly, I don't really want to move on that fast from White Fox, but we have been working on a lot of DPS characters, really expanding our hero pool. Because, like, when my normal DPSs are Iron Man, Storm, Magic, and Psylocke, granted. Yeah, I know, Maggie. Like I told you, I've literally been grinding White Fox. I'm further than Irene too, I think. That's why you were giving me shit about having 3 support lords. And that's why I was like, I'm about to be at my 3rd. But yeah, like I'm trying to expand my hero pool a bit because yes, I play Psylocke a lot and I play Magic a lot. And then Storm and Iron Man are like 2 of my comfort picks. But just with the way ranked has been recently, I've had to really expand my DPS pool. So, like, I've really dipped into Star-Lord, Phoenix, Moon Knight. Hela was a couple seasons ago where I was really leaning into her. But, like, dude, Mark Spector is level 7. Star-Lord, I think, is 8, 7 as well. Like, we're realistically getting there with him. Phoenix, I think, is 7. Yeah, dude, like, all my DPSs are 7s right now. And it's just because I didn't play with a lot of them for a while. Strategist, once I get White Fox to Lord, I will have 3 support Lords and 3 more already, like, on the way. And then good old Vanguards, I got 4 Lords, and these 2 are already almost there. But I at least have some proficiency on almost everybody else. So this season, we've been really trying to expand our hero pool and go from there. Like Torch, I was working on him for a while. But the thing with Torch is he's such a hard character to learn and play. Which skins? Oh, like a lot of these skins? Dude, so if you haven't been around Rivals in a while, Pickle, there was an entire disco season. So a lot of characters now have disco skins. That's why Namor has this skin. That's why Spectre, we're back to the Hellfire Gala. Magic, that's why she has this skin. Hela, same thing, that's why she has that skin. Iron Man happened about October of this last year. Immortal Beast, Iron Fist. Rank Daredevil. Phoenix, this is one of her better skins. The Ice Phoenix. And we also have this one. Wolverine's Immortal Beast. And then we went to a college season. So like Doctor Strange is like a resident doctor professor at ESU. Who else? Gambit has a slutty skin now too, where he's shirtless underneath. Yeah, Invis disco skin. Business Jeff, Lady Loki. Pirate Captain, Marauder, Emma Frost. Dude, can these load? Trash Panda, Rocket Raccoon as an actual panda. Penny Parker as the Snow Spider. Wedding Rogue. What other crazy ones? Oh yeah, White Fox is a newer character too. And I think that's like all the crazy skins. I mean, Squirrel Girl's got a couple. That's her new skin. She's the programmer. I don't like the nut placement. I think that is awkward. But yeah, like Christmas. Last year she had this one, the Tinsel Tail. Very cute. And then she has Red Panda. Yeah, so I mean, there have been a lot of skins. I mean, yeah, Scarlet Witch has had a lot of skins too. I think you probably saw this one. This was like season 3 skin, the Chaos Phoenix. This was from season 6. Who else? I mean, Psylocke had a lot too. Psylocke had the Formula R. This is Psylocke's newest one. Peter Parker had one, but I didn't grab it. Invis had one of these kind of skins too, but I didn't grab it. I'm kind of sad that I actually missed out on another one of those. Oh yeah, $20.99 Wolverine. The new Black Cat skin. Penny has a Gundam now. I love this colorway right here. I am going to get this one at some point soon. Yeah, like who else? Hulk got his Marvel Zombie skin. The Infinity Hulk. Elsa has a made one. Blade has a cowboy. Punisher has a pirate. Eclipse Moon Knight. Fear Itself Thing. We got the card ones like the Queen, Ace of Spades, Jack of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds, Emma Frost. So like, we've had a lot of themed skins come out over the last like 2 or 3 seasons. And like a lot of these you probably recognize. $34% off. I might pick that up soon. One of the things that I've also missed is the exchange tokens. Like, I'm surprised they haven't given us any costume coins in I don't know how many seasons. Oh man, I gotta sneeze, guys. Yeah, because like honestly, I think if they really updated this, like the exchange, we could have so many cool skins in this. Like, I genuinely think that if they update it, like they haven't updated it past, I think, like season 2 or 3. But, alright guys. We may or may not be back later tonight streaming again. But fear not, like I said, I'm going to go probably get some dinner. I'm going to probably go do some of that kind of stuff, take care of Ollie, play with him for a bit. And then I'll probably come back probably in like 2 hours or so for my normal stream time. So I appreciate y'all for joining me. We're going to give the PC a rest for a minute. And then depending on how just quick match goes today, we might end stream and edit. We might see how things go. But I appreciate all y'all for being here. And if I don't see y'all later tonight, have a good night.